Okay. Looks like we are on. We are using the Google Hangouts this time. How's everybody doing? I need to get my YouTube window open here. Here we go. And mute this. There we go. Good morning, Mark Whipple. Welcome to the chat. We are using the Google Hangout format so that if somebody wants to join the panel, they can certainly do that. Merc3, welcome to the chat, BB. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday in the United States, I guess. Dennis Brock, our resident Cavite Red Horse expert. Welcome, Dennis. Brian Hatcher, the Big Kahuna, Huntington Beach baby. Welcome to the chat, Brian, and thank you so much, brother, for your help. I know it sucks. Randy Woods, our resident Cebu City expert, Mr. Randy Woods. Welcome to the chat. Mark Whipple, once again, welcome to the chat. Laying in your truck. Oh, are you a truck driver, Mark? Interesting. Are you a truck driver in the U.S. or somewhere else, maybe? This is kind of weird, you guys. Going back and forth between the Google. Bear with me just a little bit. The last time I did this, I actually shut it off. But is the audio okay? And how's the video? The video looks like crap on my end. I don't know why. Probably because I'm doing something wrong here. Also, this is the first live chat with my new laptop. I just bought a brand new MacBook Air. MacBook Pro. Okay, Mark Whipple is a truck driver in the U.S. Interesting. Very nice. Thanks for joining the chat, Mark. Good to have you here. Got a lounge lizard. Randy Woods. Merc3 says it sounds good there. And how's the audio? Because the audio looks like shit here. It's real grainy, and it's probably because I've never set this webcam up on my new laptop. But if it looks good to you guys, then I'm not going to mess with it. We've got the delay is about 15 seconds between YouTube and Google, so I'm watching myself in the past here. Thanks, Mark. Clyde Seaside will join us shortly. He's ironing his kilts. Do they wear kilts in Australia? Maybe when they're playing football? I don't know. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that. Lot lizards. Oh. Well, you know, it's funny. Melanie and I have the house sealed off pretty good. We don't get any of those guys in here, in the master bedroom here. But, of course, they're all over my house. Shit. And, you know, everybody says, enough of that. That's enough for you, Merc3 already. Randall B., welcome to the chat. Kanoy in the Philippines. You guys might want to go ahead and subscribe to him now. Future vlogger. Randall B., Kanoy in the Philippines. Edward Crandall, welcome. Good morning, sir. Sorry didn't see that. I'm a little bit behind here. We're doing a Google Hangout, and we've got a couple of guests that are going to join us. Oh, lot lizards are hookers. Okay, well, Randy and Mark obviously have chewed some of the same dirt there. Got it. Lot lizards. What a great name. That's funny. Yeah, I spent Randall B. I spent 89,000 pesos, baby. MacBook Pro. What is that? Let's see. I don't even know. Lucky me, right? 89,000. It was 89,900 divided by. We're gonna go 52 because the dollar's dropping. 89,900. We'll go 53 because that's what I got last week. $1,690. So the laptops here in the U.S. The laptops here in the the laptops here in the Philippines. I went back and forth between Apple USA and Apple Philippines, and they're about $200 more for every model here. About $200 more here in the Philippines for an Apple laptop. Kevin and Gemma, good morning from Las Piñas. Good to see you here. Thank you so much. Brian Hatcher, we've got a vlogger called British Biker Philippines. He's going to join us. Also, Eric from Video Lux said he was going to come in and join the panel. So we're going to try something different here because I always lose my voice, you know. If I can get somebody else to talk, it'll help me. Or I just need to do, okay, Randall, 80K, yeah. And what did you buy? You didn't tell me. Did you tell me what you bought? Oh, Merc 3, I gotcha. I just saw that. Australia was a colony of England. Okay. That's where heavy hitters. Jim Schultz, good morning, sir. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. Hit that coming or going turkeys help. Philo, gobble, gobble. Hit the like button. All right. When Randy Woods tells you to hit the like button, you best do it. All right. That guy doesn't mess around. Jay Bizzle, welcome to the chat. 36 days. Man, you are feeling it. Radar, good morning and welcome to the chat. Welcome to Philo in the Philippines, where the city meets the province, baby. We are doing great here. We're reeling off an awesome birthday party we had for my lovely, lovely wife. It was so fun. The family had such a great time. We all got drunk on Mojo, military, Alongapo City Mojo, and it was just a great time. Radar, welcome from Melbourne, Australia. Your if you look at your chat there, your autocorrect pronounced it Australia. Australia. Very funny. Thank you, Merc 3. Oh, you know, this isn't so bad. Why did I give up on this last time? It's just kind of weird going back and forth between the Google and the... I know. The YouTube. Clayton Stanley, good morning, sir. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us again. 10:08 a.m. on a Tuesday, the 27th of November, in the beautiful city of Caloocan North. It's heating up, guys. Summer's a-coming. Summer is a-coming, baby. Yeah, Brian is recouping from jet lag. And, you know, a big shout out to Brian Hatcher, you guys. He is going to try and get Melanie's iPhone 10 repaired at the Apple Store in Southern California. So we have no, you know, it's so, Philippines will not fix that phone, the iPhone 10, because it was bought in the US. So Brian said that he would do it for us. And there you go. We're going through that with Brian now. Thank you so much to Brian Hatcher for hooking up Philo in the Philippines, and especially for hooking up Melanie, because she's really excited at the fact that she might actually get her iPhone 10 back. She really misses it. It's an awesome phone. If you guys don't know about it, the camera's insane. Randy Woods, Maddie, yeah, she just, Maddie, that was her first time ever being in a swimming pool. I don't think she had any idea what was going to happen there. She just kind of walked off the edge. But you know what's funny is so many Filipinos can't swim, and the kids just thought that was hilarious, that Maddie was the best swimmer. I told all the kids, I go, you just wait. Maddie's going to show you guys how to swim. And boy, did she. She did not disappoint. She was a good girl. The mojo I had in Longapo was red in color. Yeah, there's a variation of recipes on it. I left out the gin, and I didn't put any, I didn't add gin because we already had vodka, rum, and amaretto. So I left out the gin because I'm really not a big gin drinker. And I think you were supposed to put some of the recipes call for that red mix that goes in a Long Island iced tea. You know what I mean? That makes the drink red. So I mean, ours was close to red. It was a bright orange. Also, we couldn't get orange juice. We had to get we couldn't find orange juice. Believe it or not, we had to use a mix of pineapple orange juice. So there's a couple of variations of the recipe that I saw online, but this was one that was put up there by an expat who was in Longapo back in the day. So, sorry, I'm getting behind already. Todd Blanco, welcome to the chat. Kani, welcome to the chat. If I'm saying that right. Kani, Kane, Kahneh, welcome to the chat. Yes, Philo and Stitch. Oh, that's Melanie. Melanie loves Stitch. Okay, you guys. So if you are a regular vlogger, you have even seen probably the Stitch tattoo that she has on her leg. Milo. Oh, Milo, you know what the difference is? We're doing a Google Hangout this time. Maybe I did receive a super chat though, so it should be working. Hi, Milo. We're doing a Google Hangouts this time because I've got a couple of people that are going to come on if they can make it. British Biker Philippines, and also Eric from Videolux might be making an appearance here on the Google Hangout. And anybody else that wants to join the panel, I can post the link and you can come in and join the panel if you like. Just let me know if that's something you want to do. I'm watching the chat on YouTube, so if that's something you want to do, put that in the chat on YouTube, and I'll send you the link. Okay, 22 viewers, and we are... See, that's what I'm missing is my clock that tells me how long I've been on. So let me see if I can find that. Hold on a second, guys. I'm new to this Google Hangouts thing, so it's probably in the settings somewhere. All I can see is the number of viewers. It doesn't tell me my... But that's okay. I know I logged on at about 10, so it doesn't really matter. 13 minutes in? Okay, yeah. Talaga, I see 7 likes here, Mark. I'm seeing 7 on the... It's okay. There's no rush to hit the like button. Just when you get a chance, you know, when you get a chance, smash that like button. Like Ren Zero says, smash it, baby. Smash that like button. Edward Crandall. Sorry, you guys, I got a little bit behind. Oh, Merc3 says my wife made Jello shots. Oh, very nice. With vodka, or what'd she put in them? I think it's best with vodka, those Jello shots. Clayton Stanley, yes, the Mojo was fantastic. Everybody loved it. And now, Randy Wood says the Mojo looked about the same to him. Yeah. It was an Alongapo City recipe that I found. Love it 97. Hello, how are you? In fact, I need to link that. Maybe I can go back and link that into Melanie's birthday video, and you guys who want that recipe can get that. Or I'll just post it. I can do it on the next video, right? I'll post it on the next video. Doing great, Love It 97. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us. Merc 3 wants a 24-hour live chat. Oh my God. I know. I already, oh, our clock started working all of a sudden. Huh. Just a second, you guys. I have ADD. I've been messing with this clock, and I just noticed it started working. So now I've got to put it on the. I have to put it on the correct time, or my ADD will just. I don't really have ADD. I'm just undiagnosed. You know what I mean? Let me fix this real quick. You guys can watch. Isn't that exciting? See, that's what you get when you join the Philo in the Philippines live chat. Only the most exciting things to talk about. You can watch me set my clock. This will get me some views, right? And we're at 10:16. Ah. And it quit working again. So that was a futile effort. Melanie knows how to make it work. There's something wrong with the battery here. I'll just leave it down and she'll fix it. Seems like every time I touch it, I break it. I don't know. Anyway. Anywho. Oh. Thanks, you guys, for coming back in today. Clayton Stanley says, when I went to Olongapo, they had a drink called Bullfrog. Yes. I know about Bullfrog. Oh, Randy, did I link that already? Shit. Sorry, I think I was drinking when I edited that video, so. I bet that tasted good. Very funny, Jim. Didn't know the Marine could tell time. Brian, I can't show you my laptop because I'm using it. Hey, Jess. Welcome to the chat. Jess Barrett, representing the lovely city of Angeles. Ad, I have it. Oh, look, a rabbit. It's linked already. Okay. I didn't realize I put the link in there. But then again, I was drinking. I started editing that video after Melanie's party, and I was drunk, man. That Mojo. Brian N., hello from Los Osos, California. Wow, okay. I'm from Rancho Santa Margarita, California, in Orange County. I don't know Los Osos. Sounds like Northern California to me, Los Osos. Might have to Google that real quick. Didn't know. Yeah, Jess says that he has CRS. That means can't remember shit. Yeah. Can't remember shit. There's a hidden cam in the clock. Frozen lime juice, 3 cans of beer and vodka. Very nice. Good morning, Slim Jim. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us, buddy. We have no topic. We're just talking about whatever we want to talk about today. So I do have a new one for you guys, though. Something else I learned here in the Philippines. Okay, Randall B. Randall B is just about ready to come. He's going to be here. What? You've only got a couple of weeks, right, buddy? Let's see. It's the 27th. Oh, you got less than that. You're coming like the 9th, I thought you said. December 9th? Oh, 3 weeks. Sorry. So that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be more like the 15th or close to it. Can't remember shit is the excuse to forget. Great job on the Elton John song. Oh, thanks, Brian. You've seen me sing that song a couple of times now. You're probably getting sick of it. It's a good song, though, and it suits my voice very well. I can't do all the Elton John songs, but I can do a bunch of them, or a few of them. Slim Jim says, I need some sanity today. I have been watching other vloggers. Oh, my. Just put the aircon on so I can get a little... You know, it's funny, the things that are going around about the other Philippine vloggers lately. There seems to be a lot of, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of, you know, I don't want to be offensive. I guess I've lived in the Philippines way too long, man. I'm worried about everything I say now. The girls will be lined up waiting for Randy B. Edwin Vega, welcome to the chat, buddy. Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, I have Kansas City, Missouri. I have a brother in Colombia. So they did post something on Facebook about there being snow. Okay, Brian, you're Central Coast. Okay, San Luis Obispo. It's funny, that sounds like that area. San Luis Obispo. I took my wife there. Los Osos. Okay, yeah. Took my wife there when she was in the U.S., and we just loved it in that area. We stayed in Pismo Beach. Oh, man. Just fun. A Rocket Man. I might be able to sing a little Rocket Man. Yeah, that's not one of Elton John's higher songs. The one I cannot sing is Daniel. I just throw up all over myself when I try and sing that song. It's so hard to sing. People don't realize these guys that are these singers like Elton John, Whitney Houston when she was alive. They don't understand what it takes, man, to belt out a tune like that. You got to have some lung power. Where am I at? Oh, it's moving so fast. You guys are really chatting a lot today. Backbiting is the word. Ah, yeah. Now, why is that? I wonder. Are people just trying to get views, do you think? Or why all of a sudden is that such a big deal? Hell, when I started watching YouTube vloggers for both Thailand and the Philippines, I don't know, 5-6 years ago is when I really started watching it heavy. There was none of that really going on. But I guess there was also quite a few less vloggers, right? And that's going to be the difference now. There's so many more of us. I get Philippine vloggers in my suggestion box every day that I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this guy existed. And some of them have channels twice the size, three times the size of mine. I'm still so small in the Philippine community. We just went over 1,600 yesterday, I think. Lots of drama, Milo. Okay. Randy Woods is from Kansas City also. Exchange rate today. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That's one of the things we always do, right? Exchange rate. Where is it? The one thing about Apple products is so easy to set it up, man. You just sign in and boom, everything transfers from your iPhone or your iPad. It just all transfers into your laptop. It's so easy. You don't have to do nothing. Okay. Today's exchange rate, according to the Manila Bulletin, the nation's leading newspaper, AUD is 37.9. Okay, the Aussie dollar's down too. AUD 37.9, USD 52.4. And the euro is at 59.4. So the dollar continues to drop. And we were at almost 55 on the street here in North Calocan. What was that? Probably 3 weeks ago. We were at 55 almost. It was 40. Melanie and I saw 54.8 at a changer in the city. Sorry, not at the city, but at Almar here. Well, I tell you what, you guys, when you get sick here, I don't know if it's just me. It seems like it takes 2 or 3 times as long to get over it, you know? Yeah, my buddy Philly Bryan. I'm trying to draw his subs over here, you know? We do so much of the same stuff. I think, although a lot of people want to see, you know, Angeles City. So he has that advantage. A lot of people want to see Angeles. Randy Woods, Banawa, Cebu City. Or it's probably Banawa. Everything is pronounced so different here from how we would pronounce it in the U.S. Clayton Stanley says, I don't know and I don't care. I don't watch them. Thanks, Jay Bizzle. Yeah, small. Thank you for that, sir. The reason we do this is because of you guys. Rain Man, what's up, mofo? Welcome to the chat, Rain Man. Randy, you got 53 in Cebu? Well, dude, that's good because the bank rate's 52.4. But then again, your changer rate is always higher here, sometimes by 0.5. 0.50, that is, not 0.5, but 0.50. Sometimes on the street. Yeah, I mean, when you get sick here, man, you are sick for a long time. This cold that I've got, and Melanie too. Melanie's sick. This is from Angeles. We both got sick in Angeles. And you guys that follow the vlog know we were there 2 weeks ago. That's when we saw, we did the swimming with Brian and Lut and Hannah Grace. Humidity in the air, yeah. That's probably right, man. The humidity messes up so many things here. Yeah, Brian, the stock market, okay. Clayton Stanley says last year when he was here with his wife, the exchange rate went down as we got closer to Christmas. Okay. Well, it sure was nice to watch it. It sure was nice to watch it climb there for as long as it did. Yeah, Radar. I think you're right about that. I think that's a very good comment, Radar. Because the Merc 3, no. for some reason, and I think it's probably the aircon. Yeah, Jess, sorry, not Jesse. I always want to call you Jesse. It's actually Jess. MRGL Barrett says, that's the truth. You get sick, you stay sick. It's so weird. It's like you just can't get over that hump, you know? You start feeling good and you almost go backwards again the next couple of days. It's very, very strange here. In the U.S., I was never sick for more than 3 days, at the very most, ever. I don't know if we just don't have good antibiotics here, because we can get them. I don't know. Anybody else that can comment about that might know? It seems like maybe the antibiotics just don't work. Yeah. Yeah, Randy Woods. We are better now, but Melanie is just wheezing, man. Her and I. Somehow the kids didn't get it. I don't know how the kids did not get sick. I always get sick in Angeles, and I think it's the aircon. I think it's being in the aircon so much because I'm not used to it, you know? You get a hotel room, the aircon pretty much stays on 24/7, right? If you're out like that. So I've got to come up with a new strategy because I go to Angeles a lot, 3-4 times a year. So I have to come up with something. Maybe I need to get something. Maybe I need to pound garlic, you know, because garlic is a natural antibiotic. Yeah, antibiotics are... Okay, Edwin Vega, thanks for joining the chat, buddy. See you next Tuesday, Edwin, if you can come. Maybe you can stay a little bit longer. Have a great day, buddy, wherever you're at. Jess says he thinks it's the humidity also. Yeah, that's a good call. I was talking about this with Melanie yesterday. Why the hell are we, you know, still sick 2 weeks later? You think those airborne tablets work? I thought that was just bola. I thought they were just like vitamin C, really. Yeah, take more vitamin C. We do take vitamin C, Melanie and I, so maybe we're just, I don't know, it's so weird. And Melanie's not even a drinker. She doesn't drink like I do. So you would think that, all right, 31 viewers. Right on. We broke the 30 mark. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. Clyde Seaside. It's a sign of old age. Sorry about that, Clyde. I didn't see that. Welcome to the chat, Clyde. Good to see you again. Representing the lovely city of Adelaide, Australia, baby. Oh, Brian Hatcher, you got sick too. Yeah. Edward Crandall says that airborne does work. I don't know if that's something I can get here in the Philippines. I'll have to... but yeah, maybe that's a good strategy. Start taking that before the next trip. Because I'll be going back there. Let's see. When are you coming, Merc 3? You're going to be... Merc 3's coming pretty soon, I think. Or do I have that wrong? I know Randall B's coming in 3 weeks. I thought Merc 3 was coming too. The humidity keeps the bacteria in the air. Yeah, who's the wanker that hit the dislike button? You wanker? The airborne, you got it from your barber. Well, then that would be Melanie, because Melanie cuts my hair now with the dog shears. Ah, Clyde Seaside. That's a good tip. I've heard people say that before too. Can you just take a shower with a aircon filter? They're not made out of paper? Oh, Merc. Oh, really? You're that far away from coming next September. I thought you were going to be here before then for some reason. Because we were. So you got dog's disease. I don't know. Maddie's not sick. George Saltz, welcome to the chat. And George reckons that it's rains, dirty ditches, overflow, breathing all the nasty dust. Yeah. Yeah, if you just take a ride on the motorbike. Although it's not bad here where I live, but once I get out onto the main road and get into traffic, ugh. There's nothing worse than getting stuck behind a jeepney and you can't get away from him. He's pounding those gears, right? He's hitting those gears. And every time he hits that gear, this big black flume of smoke comes belching out of that pipe. And you can't get away from him. Some of the jeepneys here are on steroids. I swear to God. And I'm on a really fast motorbike, you guys. And I can't get around some of these guys. Wow, 35 in the chat. Carmelo Galiza, thanks for joining the chat. From Palm Springs. Okay, Rain Man's coming in February. Flying out of Chicago O'Hare, one of my favorite airports. Yeah, it looks like Brian's going to be back before all you guys. Or no. Actually, Randall B is here. Randall B's here in 3 weeks, so I imagine we'll be meeting up at SM North and eating some Taco Bell, baby. Or maybe not. He's probably going to want to eat Filipino food. Oh, it's so funny, the difference. That's okay, Radar. Don't worry about it. Just hit the thumbs up, too. You can do both, I think, can't you? Maybe not. It doesn't matter. I always get a... God, you hear that? I always get a couple of thumbs down on every video, so it's just the way it is. Yeah, Jess, there's millions of Jeeps, and everything's diesel here, right? Throw away the Speedos. I don't wear Speedos. It was funny when Philly Bryan did his, because Philly Bryan and I both, we both vlogged that hotel, right? The premiere. And it's just a little hole in the wall, you guys. You know what I mean? It's just a little hole in the wall. 25 bucks a night. But it's a great place to go for swimming. The kids love it. And it's got the main pool and it's got a little small pool up above. I don't know if you guys even saw that, but and the food is really good. But when Philly Bryan vlogged the hotel, there were some European guys out there in the Speedos. In the comments, man, just all the comments were about the guys in the Speedos. Oh, my God. It's so funny, huh? Oh, Rain Man. The Windy City. Yeah, Chicago, man. Chicago just gets some horrendous snow. I'm kind of bummed about my case here. It's my GoPro case cracked. I think I'm going to have to order a new one from Amazon. Shit. I'll just rig up some tape on it or something to fix it. There's Eric from VideoLux. How you doing, buddy? Let me see if I can figure this thing out. Eric, this is my first Google Hangout. Let me see if I can figure this thing out. I'm just going to post the link right here. in YouTube and see what happens. I know that has been a nightmare for JLB, but I don't think I have any haters in here right now. So Rainman says, Ken Unger, I told you it was coming your way since we got it last night. Ah. What year are the new jeepneys supposed to go into effect? Yeah, Clayton. I mean, who knows? There's been rumor now that January 1st, 2019, they're going to pull all the old Jeeps off the road. But what's the odds of that actually happening? You know what I mean? If they pulled all of the old Jeeps off the road without giving these guys time to go into some sort of a rental program with the government on the new Jeeps. But anyway, that's the rumor that's going around. And if anybody knows more about that, post it in the comments or come onto the chat. But I've seen Eric says his GoPro's been running on a cracked case for years. Yeah, you know, I think the humidity here just ruins everything, man. Everything just goes to shit because of the humidity here. Okay, sorry, you guys. Let me... Eric, let me see if I can post the link here. Copy. See if it'll let me. Ah, there you go. Yeah, come on in, Eric, if you want. Come to the desert. It's 75 degrees in Palm Springs. Yeah. And Carmelo Galiza, you have that, you've got that dry heat, baby. Let's see how this works now. I am... What's the blue? Oh, that does kind of look pornographic, doesn't it, Randy? Kind of looks like they got a little something going on there. There we go. Humidity makes your hair fall out. I gotta watch this to see if Eric makes it in. What's my hairstyle is very easy out. Okay, Eric, great. Eric's going to join the chat, and I'm also expecting British Biker Philippines. If anybody knows British Biker, does some great vlogs. He's down in the Laguna area. I believe it's Laguna. British Biker. Does anybody watch British Biker? If you do, thumbs up. Jess, I agree with you. It's not going to happen. The old jeepneys are going to stay. Yeah, no, Rory. Actually, Rory actually was not. Rain Man, very funny comment. And yeah, we're in that position quite a bit. British bikers from Cavite. Okay, Cavite, Laguna, that's pretty much, those are right next to each other, aren't they? Cavite, Laguna. We used to have a pineapple farm in Amadeo. Anybody who wants to come in and join the panel, just click on that link, man. You don't even have to show your face, but we're going to hear your voice. Brian says to do a video. Oh, sorry, you guys, I got a little bit behind. Wow, I missed a lot. Sorry, you guys. Rain Man's going to be a snowbird. Okay. You guys that are stuck in the snow, huh? Yeah, but you know what? You might be stuck in the snow, but Chicago is one awesome city to live in. Oh my God. I love Chicago. Rain Man says I can cut my own hair. That's true. I probably could. Merc 3 has 1 year, and then, oh, she's got a stepson in school. That's right. Yeah, having kids in school, man, makes it hard to do anything. Yeah, I don't think the old Jeeps are ever going to go away. And if they ever, I would say 10 years before, um, 10 years or maybe even longer. You can't just, did you get rid of your string beans and pineapple plants? Carmelo Galiza, we actually saved the green beans. Melanie tried, what was it? Vinegar, dish soap, and water. The string beans are okay, but we did take out the pineapple plants. We're just over it. We don't want to wait 3 years to get one pineapple. So when we can buy one for 60 pesos, we're overgrowing the pineapples. That's done. No more. We're going to try to use the area to grow something that's a little more productive for us. Tomatoes. The bok choy is really good. Yeah, if you pulled off the old Jeeps, there'd be a civil war. Exactly. Not to mention that, but entire areas of the Philippines would completely shut down because nobody would be able to get anywhere. People could not go to work. People could not get their kids to school. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Although the government is threatening to buy a bunch of the new Jeeps and just put their own drivers in them. Carmelo says he lived in Chicago for several years. Sorry, you guys, the chat's moving so fast. The average driver cannot afford the new Jeeps, right? Kevin and Gemma, welcome to the chat. Kevin and Jim are having internet trouble today. I can't figure out why Filipinos don't sweat. Randy Woods, great question. Melanie works pretty hard at the gym and doesn't sweat. I don't get it. Randy B, we don't know what's going on with the pineapple farm. We're starting to think that the pineapple farm now is no longer our farm. I don't know. I'm not getting any response from Uncle, and I've tried several times to get him to give us an update on the pineapple farm, but wow, 39 in the chat. We almost got 40. I've never had 40 people before. Clyde Seaside says that the old-style jeepneys are the Philippines. Maybe need something else except for... Yeah, but I showed you guys that the new Jeeps... Wait, Lon. Oh, man, my arms are killing me. Oh, this is the new jeepney. See that? Looks just like the old one. And there's a bunch of these in Manila already. They're on the road already. But... And the other version is that one, which is kind of ugly. I don't like that one. That's not the Philippines. Okay, this is not the Philippines. This most certainly is. And this has air conditioning too. So, very nice, right? I even put a few emails into the guy that I got this flyer from just to find out how much the Jeeps are, and I got no reply. So weird. Isn't that weird? I sent him a text message, and I also sent him an email, but I got no reply at all from the guy. 41 in the room. Unbelievable. That is a new Philo in the Philippines record. Thanks, you guys. We've never had 40 in the room before. Watch a show on Asians. They have Randy Woods watched a show on Asians. They have less sweat glands than Anglo. Oh. And Clyde Seaside said that his wife or his fiance sweats more than he does. Yeah, Jess. Grass is cool, Jess, but we, Julie Tez Morales, welcome to the chat. Thanks on the 1,600 subs. Jess, the gardening gives us something to do. Gives me something to do. I like having fresh produce right in the backyard. It's kind of fun. Ask someone to bring you NyQuil for flu and cough. I'm sure you know people coming from states. They are very good meds. That's true. Sell sod and make a sod farm. Merc 3. Clayton says the majority of the jeepney drivers don't own the jeepneys. They only drive them. That's correct. That is correct, Clayton Stanley. Are there any banks in the Philippines that will open an account for a foreigner under 59 days? No, there are none. Sorry, Brian, but there are none. You must have the ACR card. And even once you get your ACR card, many banks are going to turn you away because your ACR card will say tourist on it. That's the Philippines, baby. That's what you have to deal with when you live here. Carmelo Galiza says, wow, that is awesome looking Jeep with AC. Yeah. I was just wanted to find out how much they are because we saw these at the auto show, okay? When we went, I vlogged it for you guys that have been on the channel for a while, and they were under $20,000 for that, less than 20 grand. And yeah, how cool would it be to even just have one? And it's got a killer stereo inside it, They're really neat. You need the NyQuil. Yeah, Clyde, right? They just don't have that same sense of urgency that we have in the West, where they can make a sale. A sale is a sale. Here, they don't care. I mean, even the Apple store sent me away the other day, would not sell me a laptop because I didn't have my actual hard copy, my passport. I only had a full-size color copy of the passport. There he is, Eric from Video Lux. Welcome to the chat, buddy.
Hi, Phil.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks. Did I just hear you said that they wouldn't sell you a laptop because you didn't have ID?
They wouldn't sell me my laptop because I didn't have my actual copy of my passport. They wanted the passport. Oh, sorry. I had a color copy of my passport. They wanted to see the actual passport.
I can't even imagine why.
Yeah, I have used my Bank of America Visa all over the Philippines.
Yeah.
No one has ever asked me for international ID. But, that's what
right. They wanted ID for the Visa. I got it.
Yeah, for the Visa card.
Look at this.
Very nice. Is that tobacco?
Yeah, it's tobacco from the mountain province.
It looks delicious.
It is. I'll save you some.
It's too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
Yes. Yeah, they brought me back a bunch from they went to Buscalan, and the last time I was there, I bought a bunch of tobacco, but I have since then smoked it up.
Oh, nice.
So this is one of the perks about like Philippines and agriculture and growing stuff.
Oh yeah, everything grows so fast here, right?
It sure does. What are you growing now?
We've moved on to hot peppers. The red peppers.
Yeah.
Got about 15 plants and they're just going off, dude.
Yeah, we're growing peppers. She actually just brought back purple hot peppers from Buscalan.
Oh, nice. How are those?
What do you call them? Oh, they came. They're interesting, and they end up turning red when they fully mature, but they go through a purple phase on the vine, and the leaves turn purple too. And I think she set them in like carton eggshell things. She's got a bunch of them. If they take off, I don't see why we can't send one your way. They're supposed to be really popular for some reason in the Philippines. Social media is blowing up with purple peppers. I don't know if you can see it, but here she took a picture of it.
Oh, nice. Lefty all round. Lefty all round. Welcome to the chat.
Yellow and orange and red.
Yellow, orange, red. Purple, yellow, orange, and red. Can you see it?
Let's see.
A little pepper there.
Oh, very nice.
I know it's not super exciting, but that's life sometimes in the province.
Oh, dude, there's nothing more exciting to me than peppers. I eat a bunch of them every day. I can't eat white rice, without having the peppers cut up on top of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And even sriracha on top of that. I like it spicy, baby.
All right, I'm trying to cut my tobacco down here. So, oh boy.
Okay, I'm seeing some comments in the chat here about that's to avoid fraud. And yeah, that's true. Having an international ID to go with an international visa will most certainly prevent fraud, but no one has ever asked me for an international ID before. They have always taken my ACR card or my Philippines driver's license as an ID to go along with the visa. So I was a little pissed about the whole Apple Store thing, but it's no big deal. I went back the next day and bought the laptop. I had my my passport with me, and nothing gained, nothing lost. Just lost a day of time. That's all.
Hey, it's worth noting, at least for me, I thought there is no such thing as an actual Apple Store in the Philippines, right? They're authorized Mac resellers.
Right.
Is it the Power Mac Center?
Power Mac Center. That's right.
Yeah. So when you buy a Mac here, it's not like buying a Mac from the Apple Store, although they kind of try to make it look like it is.
Right. Hey, I was just stunned. They actually had the MacBook Pro that I wanted in stock.
There's that too.
I just about fell down. I was like, "Are you serious? Is this actually going to happen?"
They can't be beat for video editing, man.
That's right. That's right. I love it. Even just using the regular iMovie, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I used it for years.
And, okay, Cold Landing, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us on Philo in the Philippines. I have Eric, our resident Makati Global City expert, Eric from VideoLux. If you guys don't know Eric, check out his channel. He's awesome. Does a lot of great work, flies a drone. And if you want to know where to go for a rooftop meal or a cold drink on a rooftop in Makati or Global City, this is your man. Send him a message. He'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple questions in your chat there.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm located in the provinces north of Manila, just north of Manila. I'm about 30 minutes from Quezon City. And however, I for years worked in the Quezon City and BGC area for corporate BPO, call centers, data centers, that kind of thing. And a lot of the videos on the channel are, well, at least some of the older videos are geared around that. But I also like to make trips too. So backpacking, Visayas, or just Makati, BGC, Quezon City, stuff like that. Yes, Rain Man.
Bulacan, yeah. Eric's only about 30 minutes away from me, you guys. I can jump on my motorbike and be at SM Marilao in about 30 minutes, and we're hanging out, having a good time.
I'm getting the puff commentary going on. I wish, but but not really. I mean, not personally, just for socioeconomic and agricultural reasons.
Oh,
Filling station.
very nice.
Man, the filling station is a restaurant. It's on Pete Burgo Street. It's a really unique experience in the Philippines, at least, because you walk in and it's like Happy Days. It's got so much 50s memorabilia that you think, man, I've never even seen this much memorabilia in the U.S. So when you're like cruising around the Philippines and you get in like that Philippine state of mind, and then the next thing you know, you're in a pseudo red light district getting, solicited on the street for massage and more, and then, from there you're walking into Happy Days. You're just like, whoa! It's like a time capsule of weirdness right in the middle of the Philippines. So it's a cool spot. I mean, they have huge menu and pool tables and lots of interesting photo opportunities. They're open 24 hours, and it seems to be a pretty popular spot. I can't eat a lot there because of my picky diet, but there are lots of options.
And the food is actually good. You could go to the filling station probably 5 times, and on that 5th trip, you see something you didn't see before. There's so much stuff in there. It is just awesome. I can't believe that I didn't vlog it. Or actually, I did vlog it, but it was nighttime, and the light, the light's not so good in there. There you go. There's Eric's channel up on the chat, you guys. For you guys that haven't met Eric, yeah, there you go.
He's about to spark it up.
He's a
it's my bag of tobacco.
Yeah,
from Mountain Province.
You are loaded up. So you're rolling your own there.
Yeah, I always do because if I can't get cigars, I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes and stuff.
Right.
They're just horrible. But the natural tobacco isn't bad.
Cold Landing, we are both using iMovie on a MacBook Pro.
Or Final Cut Pro.
Eric's using Final Cut Pro. I'm just using iMovie.
But I did use iMovie for a couple years.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy. It's just you can edit really well very easily in iMovie.
Just a second, Brian Hatcher. I most certainly will. Let me find him in here.
Ooh. That natural tobacco is smooth but strong, man. I haven't successfully been able to roll one without the hemp papers. I use the raw organic hemp papers, but the guys in Buscalan roll them like a cigar. Maybe we'll give it a shot next time we catch up.
I'd love that, brother.
I got another interesting box of psychoactive substances from the Mountain Province. All legal, so I'm told.
Very nice.
I'll show it to you if you want.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Let's see. So there's 4 components.
I was a big puffer in the U.S.
I got to pull all this shit out here.
Still drinking.
The drugs. I was going to say, so let me see if I can do this. It is a combination of 4 things that create a killer buzz. Okay. And whenever I see white powder in a baggie, I get super fucking nervous. I don't know about you. Excuse my language.
Yeah, that's okay.
But these 4 substances, I can't remember what they're called. What's the nut?
Nut.
A bella nut? Bella.
That's bois.
Bois.
That's bois leaves.
Bois leaves.
And then the apple.
The apple, which is this. That's very interesting. The what?
The tobacco.
The tobacco, which is this. It's wet tobacco. And the nut is what you eat.
Nut.
The bell nut. So let's see if I can find a bell nut that's peeled. It's really interesting looking. But
inside the box.
And this is organic natural tobacco. Tobacco, coffee.
Oh, nice.
Coffee. It's really good. All right, here's the nut. That sounds wrong.
We get it there.
but they say you want to eat it dry, and when they split it, it has this like lattice of psychoactive looking crap in it.
Wow. So
they take the leaf, they put 1/4 for beginners. This is the beginner recipe. So this is a half a nut.
Okay.
You take 1/4 of it and you put it here, and then you take this powder, which really isn't a powder. I mean, it looks like a powder. I don't want to spill it on the mat.
We'll make your street red.
Yeah, you make the street red. That's why they call it painting the town red. This is actually ground up shells that have been cooked into like an ash, and it's kind of like they say it'll burn your tongue. And when I did some research on it, that's because it ends up being like a lime, like a chelated lime, which is kind of weird. You know, if you've ever mixed cement, you know, you get too much lime on your hands and the shit burns. So they say don't put it on your tongue. So yeah, put it to the side of your mouth. So you sprinkle. The instructions are sprinkle the amount of what's it called again?
What? Apple.
Amount of apog on your leaf nut, a pinch that would equal the amount you would put MSG in your food.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be
you on it. and it gets all red, and you have to spit it out, and then it gives you like a buzz for like an hour.
Very nice.
Don't swallow it. And they're telling me it's legal. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, really? You want to try it on cam here?
I don't know about first thing in the morning for me. I'm getting a late start here. I'm gonna shoot a vlog about it though. The girls did it last weekend, and they got a little buzzy, and I took some video of them being weird.
Very nice. That's what we like, is video of your girls being weird.
Yes, the Igorot chew on those. That's where it came from. The Kalinga village.
Very nice. Eric De La Cruz, welcome to the chat, brother. Nice to see you here. Thanks for joining us. We're here with Eric from Video Lux.
Yes, nut.
Representing Bulacan, baby.
And it is legal. Good.
It is legal, yeah. We've got several people here said that that's the elderly people that chew that down in Samar. Also used in South America. Milo says it gives you a really big buzz. Very nice.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. Nakakahilo, is that what it's called?
Yes, nakakahilo.
So they say the experience here in the Philippines, when you say, what do you want to do? And they'll be like, nakakahilo, means chewing that stuff up, because nakakahilo translates, nakakahai?
Yes.
Nakakahai translates to makes you dizzy.
Is that Bisayan?
Or getting dizzy. And I think it's Ilocano.
Getting hunger. Hang on while I smoke a little bud.
Yeah, it's tobacco. Natural tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do anything illegal here. because I would get thrown in jail, and then life would be very, very, very unpleasant.
Oh yeah.
Thrown in jail for an indeterminate amount of time before being deported. No, thank you.
Don't need it. Eric says Hilo is Tagalog too. Okay.
Yeah, Nakakahilo. Hilo sounds actually like Tagalog. I don't know if they do the Nakaka in Ilocano.
Yeah. Love it 97. We did get rid of the bug somehow. I think the vinegar, dish soap, water combination sprayed on the plants during sundown was the trick. We did recover a ton of string beans, so.
Hey, are your sticks growing yet?
No, they're not.
No.
I wasn't buying it, dude.
They say that it takes a couple months.
Okay, well, we'll give it some more time.
And I was walking down the street here the other day, and she told me that when we first moved here, these plants we saw were just sticks. So I guess they grow. Yeah.
Oh, I see. The ones that we have to already growing.
I'll tell you what, it would not surprise me at all if they did grow. The way things grow here, it's just insane.
I know.
It's unbelievable. All we need now is more water, you know.
So listen to this. I don't know if it's just okay. Phil and I were talking yesterday because I had to go to immigration.
Yeah.
Normally, when I go to immigration, I just go give them the passport and say, "Hey, I'd like a 6-month extension." So I went to a new office for me for immigration, which is at the SM North EDSA, and it's really small. And when I put 6 months on my paperwork, the guy looked at me and he's like, "We don't do 6-month extensions." And he's looking at my passport. I have 3 6-month stamps on it. And I'm like, well, you know, sir, I always get 6 months extensions. And he says, "Well, we don't do that anymore. We only do 2-month extensions." Which was a surprise. And then when we talked about it, we're like, well, you know, depending on which immigration office you go to, they charge you different amounts for your extension. They have different policies, like you can pay money to get a rush job on your visa extension, which if you go to Divisoria is it basically you have to wait 3.5 hours to get your paperwork. But if you pay for the rush, which is like 3,000 pesos, they'll do it in an hour and a half. I prefer not to pay 3,000 pesos. I'll just walk around Divisoria.
Right.
So I figured I would just do that at the mall, right? I'm like, look, let me just not do the rush, not pay you 3,000 pesos, which is what, like $70. And I'll just walk around the mall. It's like the biggest mall in the Philippines. So the guy's like, "You don't want the extension, the rush?" I'm like, "No, thank you." So then I'm waiting, and they're like, "Okay, come back in 3 days." I'm like, okay, so much for your policies. And they did. They charged a different amount for the 2-month extension than they did at the other.
Right.
Weird.
And I got charged more than Longapo for a 30 day. So who knows, man? I don't
know if the 2-month extension thing is a limitation of the SM North EDSA office, or if that's a new policy.
Okay.
But I did see too that they have a sign that says you have to come 2 weeks before your stamp extends, which I'd never seen before.
Oh, really?
Before your stamp expires.
I've never seen that either.
No.
That isn't it.
So it's something to remember, and that basically means that in 6 weeks I'll be going to Divisoria now. Try again.
Yeah. See if you can get a 6-month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about? I guess it wouldn't matter to look on the websites. That doesn't seem to matter here either.
No, that doesn't matter for crap. And their website was down yesterday, of course.
The internet here's like the worst anyway, so they don't update their websites with new policies or anything. It's just so bizarre here.
Yeah, even the SM Aura movie, the huge IMAX here in the Philippines or in Manila. You know, you go, "Oh, I want to go see this movie," and you check the website and then movie times and stuff, and then you go all the way down to SM Aura, and they're like, "Oh, that movie's not playing." What?
And then you say, "Well, it's on Website.
And then they're like,
Oh, yeah, just shrug the shoulders. That's the standard. That's the standard response. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, as much as things are very cool and chill here, there's so many elements that are like subtly frustrating.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have to condition your brain to like just suck it up, you know?
Yeah, you sure do, man. Just turn the brain off is actually the best thing.
Turn the brain off, go get some sun.
Yeah, turn the brain off and turn the camera on, baby. Log it.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna book that Airbnb today for the stay in Makati for the New Year's. So
okay,
might be Makati, might be BGC. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll see what's out there.
well, that's all right. Just let me know when you do, and I'll try and follow suit. You know, get a room in the same place.
Yeah, we'll be. I mean, we'll probably stay for a week, maybe 2. We might go for Christmas weekend, New Year's, or we might just go for New Year's. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we'll have a big family thing here for Christmas, but we'll definitely do New Year's. A couple of nights at least, 2-3 nights maybe. Okay, let's see. Jail is not fun there, that's for sure. Well, yeah, Ken Unger, welcome to the Philippines, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you know, Eric and I were chatting back and forth about this, and I got charged a different price in Olongapo than I got charged at SM North. And there's no standard anywhere. You know, it seems like they all enforce things at different times, at different days. You just never know what you're going to be faced with. It's so bizarre. And that's like, you know, one of the most representative government agencies that you could face to face with here in the Philippines would be so Eric says, or Ken Unger says, watching the fireworks in Makati is the bomb on the first. Oh, yeah.
They were pretty cool last year.
The fireworks show's awesome. Yeah, cold landing. Right on. Great comment. All right.
I'm trying to think. I drew a blank.
And then they say, you mean we have a website? Yeah. Yeah, in most places here in the Philippines, they think that Facebook is the internet.
Yes. That's true. They use Facebook as their website.
Just look it up on Facebook. Wait a minute. Have you guys ever heard of Google? Huh?
Well, you know that the Philippines for years, up until about 3 years ago now, was considered the texting capital of the world.
Oh, really?
Because when they first introduced text here, there was like some weird little loophole that let them like send unlimited text or something. And then they got, you know, everything's expensive here and not a lot of people have a lot of money. So any mode of communication that is cheap, inexpensive / free is going to be, you know, a nationwide phenomenon. So
of course
they then changed it. I guess they managed to get 1 peso per text, but still, it's so much better than phone calls, and phone calls are crap here. So
yeah,
the Philippines was known as the texting capital of the world. And then up until about 3 years ago, Globe and not PLDT, Globe, Smart, and all those cell phone providers included a free data mode for your load. So when you get a load on your phone, you have access to 3G Wi-Fi, and they give you a free mode for Facebook, which lets you send texts for free. So now the Philippines actually ranks as the social media capital of the world because of things like Viber and WeChat and Facebook being free. They give you like 300 megabytes extra on top of your load for data usage for Instagram, Viber, Facebook, Snapchat, whichever one you choose. So now the Filipinos use Facebook as primarily as a texting app to communicate because they can do it for free on their data.
there you go. Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true, Mr. Eric. I'm witness to that myself in my gigantic Filipino family.
I know everyone here all the time is just like,
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Donald Morabito, if you will look down in the my video listing, I've already blogged the Suzuki dealership where I bought my scooter or my motorbike, and I can do Honda as well. Look at the video chat of a Suzuki Raider service. Okay.
can you hear the trash truck is here?
Yeah, basura, basura, baby.
Yeah. I don't know how loud that's gonna get, so maybe I'll mute if it gets annoying.
The basura guy, the garbage man wants to apply.
The Philippines, baby. Rain Man, I do as well. I use Facebook Messenger for almost everything, especially talking to family back in the U.S. As long as you've got Wi-Fi, you know, it's awesome. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, you can talk to anybody. Brian Hatcher Melanie is busy in the backyard. I will vlog that later. We've got a little mini construction project going on in the backyard there. She's working back there with her brother. Mike Foodie, our resident Ontario, Canada chef. Welcome to the chat. Steve, 25901, welcome to the chat. How are you, sir? Good to see you here again. Eric De La Cruz has YouTube and Facebook accounts. Only. Very nice. Yeah. Brian Hatcher, Eric is connected with other vloggers. He has he does collabs with we do a Sunday chat with JLB. I've seen him do some other stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll do collaboration stuff. It usually ends up being like circumstantial. Like I go to the YouTube events here, and you'll meet other guys. I met Jay, who runs the Black Filipino channel. We did some stuff a year or so ago, and then every now and then I still get together with Travis Kraft. We hooked up a couple years back, and we're shooting some vlogs. He was interested in the combat arnis that I do here. Made a pretty cool vlog about that. God, there's another dude that I just recently met. I actually know him through Instagram, but he runs a YouTube channel too. He flies drones. That's that guy Vic, who's the Warrior YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of like standard collaborations. Although Phil, I was thinking if you'd have made it down to the mall the other day or the next time, we would do a thing about Filipino English, because when Americans talk about stuff, we'll say, "Oh yeah, you know." As I was walking over the bridge to SM North Edsa, I saw this big sign that said "Stay on your lane." So they say, "What are you doing today?" Like, "Oh, we're going to be on Makati." And what they basically do is they translate the word "sa" as "on" as opposed to "in."
Yeah.
So I figured if we walked around and chatted every time we were going to use the word "in," we would just use the word "on," and that would make for an interesting interaction.
What are you doing now? I'm on Taco Bell.
I'm sorry, the basura truck is super loud. What'd you say?
What are you doing now? I'm on Taco Bell.
Oh yeah. I'm on a live web chat. Although technically that would work. I'm on a web chat.
Slim Jim, thanks for joining the chat. Eric351 from Korea, welcome to the chat. Ginger Rose from California, USA, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about pretty much everything. So if anybody has a comment, something they want to bring up, please feel free. I'm here with Eric from Video Lux, representing the fine area of Bulacan. Later, Slim Jim.
I remember what I wanted to say about Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
So I don't use the Facebook app, and I don't use the Facebook Messenger app.
Oh, okay.
I just go on the web, like a web browser like Google, or actually I use Firefox and DuckDuckGo, and it's all for the same reason. So Facebook Messenger, when you agree to Facebook Messenger's terms, you're agreeing to an extremely invasive data mining policy.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
in other words, when you're on your phone and you're using Messenger, whether you're just typing, it gives Facebook the license to access the microphone and the camera on your phone.
Right.
And Facebook will record whatever's going on while you're using Messenger. So if people are talking in the background, or you're listening to music, or you're watching TV, Facebook will record all that information and then runs a scanning algorithm on it to find keywords, or they'll be like, oh, this guy listens to classic rock, or this guy's listening to who talking about, I don't know, water pipes, you know, and the next thing you know, what the ads that show up in your Facebook feed are related to pop culture elements of what you're talking about. So we would do this back in the States, where we would test stuff, where we would talk about like ridiculous stuff on Facebook Messenger just to see what showed up in the feed. And literally within 5 minutes, you know, you'd be seeing ads for the stuff you're talking about. It was pretty scary.
Yeah, it's true. I've been witness to it as well. I know that what you're saying is 100% accurate.
So I prefer just to use the web browser if I have to message on Facebook, and I try to keep the conversations as basic as I can. And if I want to use Messenger apps for more specific information or data, or if I have to transfer, I don't know, bank account number, whatever, I'll use a secure messenger like Wicker, which is end-to-end encryption. It's a really interesting program app that's out there. It's so much better alternative to some of these chat apps.
And what about Viber, Eric? What is your thought on Viber?
Well, I like Viber a lot because it's convenient, and it is encrypted, and they say that they don't, you know, scan and use your chats and stuff. But if you look at I saw an infographic schematic of how Viber's connected to all this other stuff, and they're a data miner too.
Okay.
Big data mining. It's all data mining.
I like them because I can call the U.S. I can call Bank of America in the U.S. using Viber.
Yes.
It's like 1 cent a minute. I
know.
I loaded $10 in there like the 15th of January, and I've still got like $8.10 in there right now.
I use sometimes to call the States, I'll just use I have a Google Voice number.
Oh, there you go.
And I mean, granted, Google's another data mining thing too, but it works out pretty well because I get to use a U.S. number here in the Philippines.
Right. Jazzy Daisy, good morning. Welcome to the chat. Melanie is in the backyard. I'm going to try to see if I can get her on the chat today, but she's really busy. She might not make it. I'll be right back. Looks like you got a couple of questions to answer there, Eric.
Oh yeah, Mozilla is a good one. Mozilla Firefox also uses another one that doesn't keep any browsing history, and DuckDuckGo is a search engine that doesn't track your browsing history and that kind of stuff. I like Opera too because Opera includes a VPN, so you can just use a VPN, and it doesn't really slow down the traffic very much. And you need a VPN here in the Philippines to access a lot of U.S. websites now because, like, one of the banks that I use in the U.S., it doesn't even let me access their server from the Philippines. Like, I go to log on to the bank, and they're like, "Sorry, we don't like you in the Philippines." So I have to use a VPN now to access that bank account. It's ridiculous. How did I end up in the Philippines? Well, in 2012, I took a promotion from my corporate job, which was, you know, personnel and project management, to head up a division that would develop the quality metrics, quality analytics service level agreements for the teams that they used to outsource all the work to in the Philippines. So I traveled to the Philippines 4 times a year. Quarterly, I would fly to the Philippines. I was in the air of, 180 hours a year. And I would live here in the Philippines for a month for every trip. So 4 months out of the year, I'd be in the Philippines. And every 3 months, I would fly here. I worked nights for corporate BPO, which is like call centers and data centers. And I would, and I did that for almost 4 years. I made 16 trips. And then the company changed its policies on how they outsource. And they actually started outsourcing managers. So reading the writing on the wall, I figured it was only a matter of time for me. It was either change what I was doing as far as corporate goes or get out of corporate. And after 4 years of coming to the Philippines and meeting my girlfriend here, I just said, you know what, I don't want to do corporate anymore. It wasn't healthy for me. I was starting to slip. I put on a lot of weight, close to 60 pounds over, 5, 6, 7 years. And I started downsizing. I downsized everything I could. I went for that whole minimalism lifestyle. I sold tons of stuff. I sold tools. I sold musical instruments. I sold furniture. I sold properties. I sold cars, motorcycles, everything I could sell. Reinvested the money and basically lived in a room that was like the size of a box. And okay. And I got my expenses in the US down to like, $700 a month. So I was still pulling a corporate salary. I've been in corporate for 16 years, and I basically just started reinvesting everything I saved and or saving it outright. And I saved up a lot of money. I saved up enough money to be able to live here until I decide to cash in on my 401k. And then the 401k, because I'd invested heavily in that with corporate matching over 15 years, ended up being, it's more than enough money I would need to live for the rest of my life. Granted, I don't know what 10, 15, 20 years down the road is going to bring. I mean, there could be more political strife here. They could kick foreigners out of the Philippines. They could change their immigration policies. Friggin' the Philippines could be underwater in 10 years, There's so many random elements. But what I decided was, and I actually used a program which I plug through an affiliate link on my channel. It's Ty Lopez, who's a billionaire investor guy. I had a program called 67 Steps, and I started listening to that, and it really helped get my head straightened out and made me realize, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why am I just living this life to make this money, to rent a big place, to keep all my stuff in that I don't have enough time to use because I'm too busy working?
Man.
And, I'm like, this stuff doesn't bring me happiness. And I didn't like living in Pennsylvania where I was basically stationed. And it was just cold there, and the winters made me depressed, and there wasn't enough sunlight, and it was a rat race all the time. And I just said, I want the good life. And I just followed this guy's advice, the stuff that I was learning from Ty Lopez's 67 Steps, and I started putting together different levels of investment. I started putting together 18-month plan. I started, I'd say, all right, where do I want to be in 18 months? And then I would work backwards. And then I would keep that stuff up. And, I would track my finances differently and just started to get a really different perspective on life. The minimalism was incredibly challenging to get rid of stuff like my library, just so much stuff that I had over the years was unbelievable. But once I started divesting myself from that, I was just like, you know what? I don't miss it. Like when I sold my motorcycle, like I thought it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, And within like 2 weeks, it was like I'd never owned the thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what I realized I didn't miss. So I said, all right, I'm going to get my life down to 2 bags. And two 50-pound bags, which is what I could fly with on my Sky Miles with Delta. I had a ton of Sky Miles after making 16 trips to the Philippines over 4 years, and flew here for free. Scoped out some spots to rent, and I've been living here now since April of 2017. So I'm going on, well, one and 3/4 years now.
Very nice.
Trying to think if I answered all the questions there.
Very nice. I did the same thing. I started downsizing about 3 years ago when I knew this was the direction I was going. And then when, for lack of a better term, when shit did hit the fan, I was able to get out of California in 8 weeks. That includes selling my house, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was that thing. It was that, like, looking for that day when the shit hit the fan, and I wanted to get ahead of that, and just reading the writing on the wall, watching the way it had been with corporate. The layoffs were coincided with end of tax year, April of every year.
Yeah.
I basically talked to my boss, and I said, you know, I know we have budget problems. I know we're looking for cuts. I know we're doing layoffs. We do it every year. And I put my name in the hat, which is kind of unheard of. You don't, you know, I didn't want to quit. After 15 years, I wanted that severance. It was a generous severance. Literally 5 years of living here in the Philippines on that severance. And I negotiated my own severance. And they said, look, stay on until April and create programs that allow us to, you know, access your systems and use your data and metrics. And I did. I worked tirelessly and created SharePoint solutions for all my metrics and all my my data science, analytic, you know, forecasting models.
Yeah.
Because the thing with corporate here is and BPO is it's all forecasting. So I'll say to them, I need the Filipinos to process 10,000 units in March. And then I have to pay them for 10,000 units. So if they end up doing 15,000 units, I'm coming out ahead. But if they end up doing 8,000 units, then I had to pay them to do 10,000.
Right.
Now, the problem was 20% of the stuff that they did, they didn't do right anyway, which ended up being rework.
Yeah.
So I was always on this like series of schedules where I'd be like, all right, I have to turn in the projections to know how much we're going to pay them. Yet I also have to calculate what they didn't do correctly so we can back out that. It was a nightmare of data science craziness in the Philippines, besides the fact that you outsource to these companies. This was an India-based company, and they don't care. They don't care. They'll fire your best employees without telling you.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare, and I didn't want life to be a nightmare anymore.
Tuck Cali, welcome to the chat, brother. Representing the fine city of Angeles City. Tuck, check him out. Randy Woods.
Yeah, Randy, man, that's the way to go.
Yeah, you did it
right for me. I only miss 3 things from the United States. My 52 Stratocaster, its associated 4x12 DeVille tube amp, and my Xbox 360 and Fallout.
Those are the only 3 things you miss.
The only 3 things I miss, man.
Oh, come on. There's got to be some kind of food or something.
For
me,
well, you know, I'd changed my diet significantly.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing towards that. I'm always working towards a vegan diet, but I'm finding that really difficult. So I just try to be vegetable based. You know, there's lots of fresh vegetables here, lots of markets here where I can just buy the produce, and we're starting to grow it now. Food is super cheap here when you buy it in the Palenque markets.
Oh, yeah.
The 52 Strat was amazing, and technically it was the 50th anniversary reissue of the 52 Strat, and the thing was just, it was unbelievable. I've never owned a guitar like it, and I've owned a lot of American Deluxe Fender Strats in my day.
I'm surprised you didn't maybe entrust that with somebody, thinking
I
that
did.
perhaps you would get it back. Okay, good.
Yeah. My best buddy back in the States, I've known him for 30 years. We ran a recording studio and did some music publication for about 10 years. He's got my Strat and the amp and some other gear that I basically just gifted to him.
You know, I just had a flashback. I remember that because you vlogged it.
Yeah. And he's got another big trunk of my stuff, like 1,000 rounds of 45 ammo,
Probably don't need that in the Philippines.
a 1911, all the good stuff that I didn't want to get rid of.
A 1911, very nice.
Yeah, it's a all metal Kimber, made in America, 1911. Really fantastic firearm platform, man.
So Eric, do you have any advice on I know you haven't done this yet yourself, but do you have any advice, because you've been here quite a bit longer than I have, on buying a condo for a foreigner buying a condo? Is there a route that you should go? Is there any thoughts at all on that subject?
Yeah, we talked about this on JOB's live stream a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy, I forget his channel, something property in the Philippines, property management in the Philippines.
Property Club.
And he gave some very specific advice on that JOB live stream, because the question I asked him about condo ownership was, what's this deal I hear with there only being a 50-year moratorium on condo ownership? So he did give me the answer, the exact details of which were slightly complex, because he said there was some legalese paperwork that basically said, yeah, you're limited to a 50-year ownership. So even if you buy a condo, you can only own it for 50 years, but you'll get the first stab at being able to re-up the 50 years. Now, granted, I'm a middle-aged guy. If I live another 50 years, I think I'll live to I don't know, to be 100 or so, but I don't know if I'd want to.
Right.
My point is 50 years is a long time, and if you buy a condo here, you're going to want to buy it and sell it within 50 years, it seems. It's not like you can gift it to your children and then they'll have it for life. The only property a foreigner can buy here in the Philippines is a condo. You cannot own land here. If you're married to a Filipino, there are co-owner options, but basically you're always going to get the short end of the deal.
Yeah.
Although I think it is better now. I can't really speak to that. I lived in condos for a long time. Nicer condos, whether they're in Eastwood City, BGC, or Makati, can be affordable as far as your monthly rent goes. Like, I've rented for $450 a month. I've rented for $700 a month, But on top of that, it's your utilities. Like, you're paying for your water and your power, and you're paying a lot. It's expensive here. Sure. At least in Makati, BGC, or Eastwood City. I think you're paying for all the fountains, you're paying for the city lights, you're paying for everything. There is no such thing as a flat rate for electricity here. Like, I'll give you an example. Here in the province, where I rent a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for $250 a month, I pay 1,600 pesos tops for electricity. And that's like $30 maybe.
Right.
In Eastwood City, I was paying 6,000 to 8,000 pesos a month, which is almost $180 for power.
Wow.
So on top of my $500 rent, I would pay another $200 or $300 in utilities. So I'm paying $800 a month now to rent in a condo. I just decided, you know what? I'd rather save that $550 a month that I'm paying in rent and live a little farther out and use that money for something else, primarily traveling.
Yeah, and where you're at's awesome. Marilau's a great little city.
And to the point I'm seeing here, after 50 years, the building would be demolished anyway, and that's pretty much true. The amount of building condos that go up here is unbelievable. There's a Eastwood City. So Eastwood City, the lifestyle city. Some of you guys probably know about it. I probably have like 20 videos about it on my channel. I worked there for a long time. Is made by those Ayala giant mega corporation, Mega World.
Yeah.
So Mega World like builds and owns just about everything in the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mega World is building a new city, Arcovia City, and it's going to be like Eastwood 2.0.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to build it like with green, you know, like forests in the high rises and solar and all kinds of stuff. It's being built near. It's like in between Eastwood and Makati, like probably on top of Mandaluyong, somewhere in Quezon City.
Yeah.
Like where Quezon City sort of hits Mandaluyong, they're building Arcovia City now.
Nice. Eastwood's awesome, so that's going to be really neat.
Yeah.
Eastwood is so much fun. I mean, that's some of the most fun that I've had, I think, on any night out in the Philippines. We stayed in where did we stay? We stayed at Rockwell.
Yep.
Off of C5 there, and just took a taxi into Eastwood, and man, that was fun. I mean, we did not want to leave. You know, it was just bar hop, buckets of beer, videoke, more bar hoppy, more buckets of beer, and so cheap. You know.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's reasonable there to do that, to bar hop. They have at least 100 call centers in Eastwood. It's a BPO zone, so they're catering mostly to Filipinos. So they're pricing that stuff, even though it's a higher end sort of environment. They're pricing the goods that you would buy, like that, for Filipinos.
Your USD goes a long way there, man.
Yeah, it does. And you could live right outside of Eastwood, get an apartment in Bagumbayan, which is next to it, probably for a little less, and still enjoy that. The thing for Eastwood for me, I guess after a couple of years, it just got small.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's a mini BGC, but you can walk across it in 15 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, it is. It is very small. That's so true. Steve 25901, to ship a car to the Philippines would be. You may as well just buy a new one when you get here. I mean, I'm no expert on the subject, but the import taxes that you have to pay, the company that you'd have to pay the company to ship it, the import tax that you have to pay, probably various other fees associated with it. I've always heard that's a very bad idea.
Yeah, I would second that. You know what? Just to add on to what we're saying there, Phil, the question was not so much about condos. It was how to buy one without getting scammed. What'd I do? Oh, I'm sorry. Here. I would say look for a pre-selling deal. There are a lot of condos being built here all the time, and Filipinos do this thing called pre-selling, where you basically buy the condo a year or two before it's built, and you get it at an incredibly discounted rate. Like here in
way back before.
Wait, here in the province? Oh yeah.
Yes.
So they're building new condos here in the province, which is this province is the first province north of Quezon City. So you leave Quezon City, you get on the NLEX, the North Luzon Expressway. Yeah. You drive 20 minutes and you go through Valenzuela City or Bulacan, and they're building lots of new condos here, and you can buy a pre-selling condo here for $6K a month, which is what, $140?
Yeah.
And granted, that might be a studio condo. You might pay $200 for a one bedroom, $220, $240 for a two bedroom. But I think if I bought a condo, I would probably buy one in Mandaluyong, which is an interesting area in Metro Manila. It's up and coming. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because Mandaluyong, they're putting in a lot of new businesses there, like ABS-CBN put their offices in there. I can't remember some of the other ones. It's not a BPO zone. There aren't a lot of call centers there, but it is perfectly centrally located to areas like Ortigas, It's a skip away from BGC, and on the other side, Poblacion Makati. And then it's convenient to Quezon City, where there are a lot of the BPO zones. Mandaluyong being centrally located and not being Makati or BGC is more affordable. Lots of public transportation opportunities there, and it's like the heart of Manila.
Sure is.
I would probably look for a new pre-selling condo in that area if you wanted to live in Manila and pay the best rate you could possibly pay for buying a new condo. How not to get scammed? Basically, get a real estate agent and get a reputable real estate agent, or get a local one. I mean, these guys, you know, they're going to push to make a good buck, but they're not. But if they sell a condo, they're rolling. They're rolling in it. They're happy. They're not going to.
100K.
Yeah, they're not going to scam the crap out of you, you know, and risk losing a sale. They know that their market is saturated, and there's a million people doing what they're doing. So they're gonna make 100K on your condo sale, right?
Not really getting money if it's for selling. You need to wait for 2 years before they get the money. But if they selling something that's already built, that's where the money is.
I see. So she was saying that Filipinos that pre-sell don't get the money until the condo's built, so they could wait 2 years to get their commission. Whereas if they're selling a built unit, they're going to get their commission right away. Now think about this: when you say, how do you do it and not get scammed? Their commission is only going to be 100K anyway. That's what, not even $2,000. It's not even $2,000, and for them, you know, that's a big win.
Shitload of money.
Yeah. So when you're looking at buying a pre-selling condo or a regular condo, you can compare it to lots of other options, like to a lot of these big Mega World, or SMDC is a big one. A lot of their information is on their website. I mean, you can see what these condos cost. And there's also expats that are willing to resell. I see that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Guys that want to sell their condo, or they want to move to Cebu, or they're no longer living here in the Philippines. They don't want to do the Airbnb thing.
Yeah. Very nice. So a friend of mine that was here, if you look in the chat there, Eric, Brian Hatcher, he was at Trinoma Mall about a week ago, and he sat through a condo presentation where they were selling a condo for $7.5 million, a 1-bedroom.
Where was that?
What?
Oh, in Quezon City? That's way too high for Quezon City.
That's way too high. Next to Trinoma Mall. And if you read the chat down, read his next comment there.
Wanted
2K USD reservation.
Oh, yeah.
That's USD, and they wanted 12.K USD deposit, and then 2K a month for 5 years.
Yeah, so
you could live in the US for less than that.
Yeah, and the thing is to Clyde's point, he put in the chat, there is a beautiful condo, you know, being built right next to Knightsbridge, and that thing it's been a ghost town with crickets for 12 months. Yeah. They put that thing up, there's 30 stories up there, and then they just stopped.
Wow.
So he's right about the pre-sale. I think if you're going to buy a pre-selling condo, I mean, you're right. That's a hard one to predict, because you would think that to get the permits and pay the money to build 30 floors next to the Knightsbridge would be a solid investment. You know, it's the heart of Poblacion Makati, but the things ground to a halt. The ones in Eastwood definitely seem to be golden. The ones around SM Aura, like the new ones that they put up on the waterfront there, those always seem to go up.
So Brian Hatcher in the chat, you know, maybe you're better off just renting.
Reservation, 12 deposit, then 2K monthly for 5 years.
And your other option, Brian Hatcher, is to marry a Filipina and buy a house, man. Buy a house on a lot.
Condos are all overpriced. They are.
Yeah.
And I agree with the better to rent, because usually when you rent, you don't have to deal with the association fees. All that stuff's sort of booked in there. You're not paying that much to rent anyway. And if for some reason you get sick of the place or it doesn't work out or whatever, you can always move. There's millions of condos. Renting probably is cheaper. If I were thinking about buying, I probably wouldn't. I would probably rent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do now. We rent.
Yeah, and that's, you know, from what I've read over the years, I've studied the Philippines big time, man, for the last 5 years, and everybody says that. Everybody says just rent. It's so cheap, you know, so cheap to rent. It's so easy to get rid of it if you've got, if you know, if something happens, you've got to move, then you don't have any obligation. And if something works out for you, then you can buy something, you know, while you're renting. If you find something you like, I mean, there's always that option, but probably renting is going to be the better deal.
Yeah, you want to check the dimensions of the condo. They do tend to be very small. The other thing I was thinking was
houses here are small. Forget about the condos. The houses they build are small.
Yeah.
The new build homes, you know, the 2-story new.
But I think they were selling the SMDC green condos in Quezon City. The building's almost built. It's pretty much done. They're pre-selling there, and they're asking, I think they're asking 2.5 million, 1.5 million, something around that. No, it had to be like closer to 2. 1.75 to 2.5 million for a studio or 1 bedroom. Million pesos.
Yeah.
A pre-selling condo in Quezon City. So 7.5 just seems excessive. Granted, SMDC Green, there are now 4 gigantic condo buildings there. The place is like a mini city.
Wow.
But it is a convenient spot to live.
And from the chat there, Clayton Stanley, the comment you made there is absolutely true. But you're talking about a large sum of money. To own a home in Subic or Clark is going to be a large amount of money, to the point where, I mean, you could almost live in the U.S. for the same amount of money that you're going to pay for a house there.
I didn't know it was that expensive.
Yeah, there are all of the, according to that property club guy.
Oh, right.
Chinese are buying up all of the condos in Subic. And now, where you used to be able to rent one of those places for $50 a night, they want $150 a night. This Chinese owned now.
Inflation for renting a condo. You know what? I've never encountered that. Like, I've been asked to renew my lease, and they basically just renew the same lease that you had before.
Yeah, that's great, because you're a good tenant, right?
Yeah, I think there's that too. Like, they're like, oh, you know, if you rent it for $25K a month, and then after a year, they're like, do you want to renew your lease? It's always just the same, $25K a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then again, that wasn't actually Makati or BGC.
I really like Subic and Clark both.
My thought is,
places.
You got to remember that they're always building new condos. There's always a newer, nicer, better condo, one that's going to be a little more high end or one that's going to be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
So the guys that own condos that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years old, I mean, God, Knightsbridge is going on. I first went there when they were building it. 2015 was the first time I stayed there. So that condo is going on 4 or 5 years old now. It's still beautiful. It still seems new. But right next to it is the Milano, which is newer. And then next to that is the unfinished one, right?
Yeah.
There's still Gramercy, right, which is a block down. And that one's 10 plus years old now. And it's still nice and new. But there's always a newer one or a cheaper one. So these guys don't have a lot of liberty when they're going to pump up their rent.
Yeah. Right on. All right. What's going on here? There's a contest between the Chinese and Koreans in Clark and everywhere now. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Chinese thing here in the Philippines is getting out of control, and I can't really speak too much to it for two reasons. One being I'm a foreigner, and foreigners,
Yeah.
by proxy of their visa agreement, aren't allowed to discuss politics in the Philippines. Otherwise, they get thrown out. And two, basically, there's a lot of Chinese investors here now, and the controversy is, you know, between the Filipino people and the government is essentially saying, don't sell out our country to the Chinese. Whether they are or they are not, I don't have an opinion. It's not my place to say.
Right.
They did approve something like 3.5 million Chinese work visas in the last year.
Wow. There you go.
I think you're a good thing.
It's not working. You want another one?
No.
Guy says he looked at buying houses in Malabon all around 4 million. Same houses in Caloocan North are 2 to 2.5 million. Exactly, Clyde. Yeah, exactly. And this isn't where I live. Is a really nice area, you know. If you don't mind cattle shitting right outside the gate that you live in.
Some people find that charming, Phil.
Well, you know, there is a certain charm to that. My no, I love the cattle, man. I've logged the cattle every chance I get because I'm just fascinated by them. You know, they just wander around aimlessly in a city, shut down roads randomly by sleeping in the middle of the road. It's hilarious.
I'd love to get a chance to come down and visit you someday.
Dude, please do. We'd love to have you.
Thank you.
Then you can visit your friend.
Oh, yeah, I got to visit him too.
Hey, are you going back to SM North on Thursday?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna reboot and try to make it on Thursday. Then I've still got a laptop. I've got a MacBook Air. I've got to drop off there to get repairs.
Okay.
Needs a new battery and something's wrong with the trackpad. I don't know what's going on with it. Has your laptop trackpad ever freaked out on you, Eric?
No, I've never had problems with the trackpads.
Does it respond?
I've never had problems with anything on a Mac except for the occasional sticky key until I bought this 2017 MacBook Pro.
Okay.
The one with the touch bar and all that crap.
Yeah.
I'm having a screen issue with it.
Okay.
Screen glitch.
And from what I can tell, I basically have to replace the clamshell screen on the Mac.
I see.
And I have a lot of trepidation when it comes to bringing it down to the official non-Apple Power Mac Center in the Philippines and getting it fixed.
What else are we going to do, man?
Well, I basically just, I could just buy a cheap external monitor.
Yeah, that's true.
And use that.
What about your MacBook Pro? Does it have those Thunderbolt 3 ports? What the hell's that?
Okay, so yeah, those are USB-C ports, actually. They're USB-C, and USB-C was Apple's sort of tech gamble for the technology of the future, okay? So it hasn't really caught up yet. And some experts are saying that Apple, in this case, did not hit a home run with the USB-C port.
Yeah.
So
they didn't hit a home run with me.
What's that?
They didn't hit a home run with me. That's for damn sure.
I almost didn't buy a Mac because of the USB-C port issue. And I say USB-C. Did I say C? Yeah, they're USB-C. It's a pain in the ass. You basically need a dongle or an adapter for every regular USB, or HDMI, or Thunderbolt, or
I don't know if you can see mine. You can't see it there. It's not long enough.
The dongle. Yeah, you need a converter for everything. They make some pretty decent converters. I'll show you the one I use.
I got a great one, but it cost me $5,000.
Let me show you what I'm using.
But I need it. I've got to hook up my, I need
your everything.
Yeah, shit.
So the thing about USB-C that everyone liked is that, well, you can use it for everything. You can use it for charging and data transfer. You can use it for daisy chaining. You can use it for, and it's reverse. So there's no upside down or backwards. You just plug it in.
Right.
So it's supposedly a more stable technology, and they believe that the computers in the near future, which would pretty much be 2020, everything was going to move to USB-C, but it hasn't.
Right. Well, that's all right. I mean, I'm happy with it. It's an awesome laptop.
It's a great machine. They're always great machines.
Clyde Seaside, you're right. I could use a USB mouse, but that doesn't fix my laptop. I want the laptop fixed.
Getting what?
Also, it needs a battery. As soon as I disconnect the old laptop charge cord, it dies within about 5 minutes. So. Hey, girl, what are you doing there?
I'm just reading the comments.
You see that?
Oh, yeah, that looks a lot like the one I've got. Yeah. It's almost identical to the one I've got plugged in, which I can't show you because if I did, I would disconnect myself.
I think I bought this at Digital Walker for $2 or $3K.
Okay.
You bought that from Magadi, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I bought at the Apple store, so you know.
Oh, so yeah, so they might have jacked the price a little.
Yeah, who knows?
And you might have a different unit. I mean, there are different ones. I bought another model before I bought that one, which wasn't. Yeah, it heated up. It became super hot, and I'm like, this isn't working right. So I took it back and got that one.
Well, they had one. They had an adapter for like $3,200 the day I bought the laptop, and I passed on it, thinking, oh, I can get a better deal from Lazada or whatever.
Right.
And then, 2 days passed, and I was like, screw this. I need this thing. So I rode back up to the mall. Of course, that was out of stock, and I only had the one for $5,000. So I was like, all right, give it to me.
Check out Digital Walker. They usually have some good stuff.
Digital Walker, okay.
I think there's one in the mall there.
Right on. Well, I'm good to go now anyway. I'm back up. The other laptop was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare to edit with because the trackpad was intermittent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
You're in iMovie trying to scroll through that reel. You know how that.
Sure.
If it's not working, forget it. You're done.
Yeah, Nomi uses iMovie for her edit.
Yeah, so I was like, that's it. I've got to get a new laptop or my channel's shut down. It's one or the other. Buy the laptop or shut the channel down. So, Eric, what happened to shopping at Green Hills for electronics?
What happened to it? Well,
nothing.
Actually, the last time I bought something was from Green Hills. It was a 1 terabyte external digital storage device. I just don't usually vlog about it because I already have 2 vlogs about Green Hills.
Yes.
Not that either of them show really all the electronic wonderland that Green Hills can be. I mean, there's just so many little shops there. The thing about Green Hills that's nice is that they'll always give you a decent discount for paying cash. It's usually 20%.
Very nice.
But I guess I would assume that a lot of Filipinos pay cash.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this is a cash society. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Sure is. Just the exact opposite of the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, you literally can't even pay your bills online here half the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to bring a pocket full of cash to some joint and pay them.
Yeah, at least, thank God, 7-Eleven has those little pay kiosks. That's pretty cool.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, you can almost pay anything at 7-Eleven. And you know how many 7-Elevens there are?
Yes, that's true.
It beats going to the Bayad Center and standing in line, in the heat.
Yes, that's true.
Eric De La Cruz, have you tried the Gilmore electronic shops in Quezon City? No.
I have not. Not to my recollection.
What happened to British Biker? Don't know. He said he would try to make it.
Excuse me.
Jack Kane, welcome to the chat. When they work, Philo. When they work. Oh, you're talking about the, yeah. A lot of times you go to 7-Eleven and that little payment kiosk, it looks like an ATM, guys. Okay. It's an ATM machine inside 7-Eleven. For those of you that don't know, it's very hard. I have BDO, and the online banking really has just started here. Okay, they're about 30 years behind the U.S. Just started, but they don't have the vendor set up. Online, you can go to 7-Eleven, and a lot of times, and Jack Kane's right, a lot of times those 7-Eleven not working. There's something wrong with it. So, but when it is working, it's awesome. You can walk right in there. You don't have to stand in line. There's a icon there. You can get yourself a little Mountain Dew and pay your electric bill right there in the 7-Eleven.
Yes, that's correct. 7-Eleven, internet, everything. As long as you know how to use their machine, if they're not going to assist you.
Yeah, you know, Randy Woods mentioned something here about his opinion that there risk of rules changing and getting kicked out constantly. So it could be a big risk to buy. So, you know, I think about that a lot because obviously they talk about, you know, all kinds of stuff changing here. I can't remember the term. There's a push in the government now to move towards, I want to say nationalism, but that's not what it is. Do you know what I'm talking about, Phil? You see these signs everywhere.
Yeah.
What is that, Nomi?
What?
It's not nationalism. It's not the government, the new, I can't remember the term, but well, they say that, you know, if that happens, there'll be martial law, there'll be all kinds of changes. And, you know, the point being that being a foreigner living here, you're always at the risk of getting kicked out. And I think, though, the Philippines is a capitalist society in the sense that they're always going to want your money. So, you know, they like foreigners being here, whether they're American foreigners, European foreigners, or Chinese foreigners. I don't know if there's a preference or not. Obviously, there's been a big shift towards friendship, loans, and, you know, immigration policy with Chinese. Heck, you even see news buzzes about, you know, the Philippines becoming a province of China. You know, there's so many discussions out there.
Yeah.
Again, back to the main point, which is if they change the laws, whether it's for tourist visas or immigrant visas or whatever, I think they're always going to favor property owners. If you buy here, if you invest here, you can stay here. That's the two visa laws that have been pretty much immutable about the Philippines, and one of it makes it such a haven for expat types is the one that says, I think if you're over a certain, there's two of them. One of them is if you put $10,000 US in a bank account here, you can stay here indefinitely. They don't care about anything other than they got your 10K in the bank.
Yeah, that's the SRRV visa.
It's a what?
That's called the SRRV visa. It's also available to anybody who did military time, U.S. military time on Philippine soil.
Cool. Didn't know that. So if you put 10K in the bank and are unwilling to touch it, just leave it here, then you can stay as long as you like. So they want your money. And that means, and that leads to the next level of visa, which is I think you have to be over 55 or over 60 or whatever. But basically it's geared towards people retiring in the Philippines. And that says if you put, I think it's 15,000, it might be 20,000, I don't know, in the bank, and either keep it there or invest it in a Philippine business or property, then you can also stay indefinitely.
Okay.
So,
which would also be risky because they only guarantee 500,000.
Yeah, which is what, about 10K?
Yeah, about 10K. So
the US. So I do think that regardless of what, if you've got investments here, they're not going to kick you out. If they're going to make changes or make it hard for anyone, it's going to be guys like me that are just basically on extensions, tourist visa extensions.
Right.
And the way that works now is, you know, they let you stay for 3 years, and then you got to get out for 24 hours, and then you come back and everything resets.
Which is actually the most foreigner friendly in Southeast Asia. The most friendly is the Philippines.
They think they know they've got a good thing going with that, so I don't think they're going to change it too much. Yeah, except for the occasion to the question here Brian asked about my health.
He's very healthy.
Health insurance, that kind of stuff. So here's the thing: except for the occasional cigar and natural organic tobacco and drinking binge, I do stay pretty healthy. You know, I exercise every day. I try to minimize the sugar, the carbs, the animal products. It's all about being more healthy, eating more vegetarian. I did lose 57 pounds in the first year I was here. I get sunlight every day, which keeps my immune system strong. I basically, she says, what do you do if you get sick? So I tell myself I don't get sick. That's basically what I do. I don't get sick. I'm healthy here. Everything's good.
57 pounds. So you basically lost half a Filipino.
I did. I lost more than half a Filipino.
Just a little bit more.
So travel insurance is the only insurance that I basically do here. I don't do health insurance. I don't take pharmaceuticals if I can help it. I don't really see doctors. I feel like you can heal your body with food and exercise.
Right on.
And I believe that, and I've been doing it for years, and I've rehabbed terrible, body issues like chronic tendonitis in my shoulders. I was at the point before I couldn't even lift my arms above my head, and now I have no pain in my shoulders. Rehab that you doing Danda yoga that I learned from a grandmaster. If I got hurt, got cut up, if I needed surgery, if I broke a leg, well, shit, I'd have to go to the hospital and I'd have to pay out of pocket for it. The thing is, as scary as that seems, it's not really that expensive. For your average Filipino, a hospital stay is probably going to be, a burden. But for someone who has, a budget, I might pay a couple $100 to have my leg set.
Yeah.
Tops.
The medical procedures are very cheap here, you guys. Just so you know. For those who don't know, it's very cheap to visit a doctor here.
Yeah, and the only thing I've ever done with military is training because I teach them martial arts. And I actually had that experience here in the Philippines, the Philippine military, through my Arnis instructor. My Arnis instructor is contracted to teach military stick and knife fighting.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't own a property condo or less than half a business.
For a 13A.
My understanding is, Jack Kane, a foreigner can own a property condo. That is the only property they can own, but they can only own it for 50 years.
And yeah, you're correct also, Jack Kane, about half of a business. It's actually less than half of the business. You can only own 49%, from my understanding.
And Clyde, yeah, I don't know what the legal requirements around staying there forever are if you're married to a Filipina, because if for some reason she decides to go crazy and go to the immigration board and make a complaint, they apparently will just throw you out. If you're on a marriage visa, it's different if you're on a different kind of visa. But if you have the money in the bank, that's another visa that Phil was talking about. I don't think they can really impact that.
Yeah, the SRRV. Let's see, where are we at? Slim Jim. Slim Jim is in Mindanao. He says that he dropped 26 kilos in 3 months.
That's a lot. That's a lot in 3 months, man.
Holy cow, that is a lot in 3 months. Lots of fresh veggies and lots of fish. Good for you, Slim Jim.
Yeah, that's how I did it. Fish and vegetables, basically.
You must feel like a different person to lose so much weight. That's a lot of weight.
That is. That's 57 pounds, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
which is exactly what I lost. Although I've put 10 pounds back on.
10 pounds back on.
I have. Since I lost the 57, since April, I've put on 10 pounds here.
That's what happens during Halloween week in Makati.
Yeah.
Right? Where are we at now? Oh, Clyde's only going to, yeah, Clyde's smart. He's only going to live here for 4 months out of the year and keep his Western lifestyle in Australia. Very, very nice. I like that.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, if you can keep your Western lifestyle, keep it for sure.
All right, so a hernia only costs $800 US, and bypass surgery, which is major, costs 1.5 million. That's hold on, let me
$28,000, something like that.
That's hold on. Yeah, it's $28,000.
There you go, buddy.
That's not bad. I mean, bypass surgery in America, God, gotta be hundreds of thousands, even with insurance.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, Eric. It's almost amazing to think that the surgery was that cost. Really, when you think about it, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and apparently the doctors here are phenomenal. It's just that the facilities are not.
Right.
So.
And that was at, hey Jess, that was at the Heart Center in Quezon City, right? Where you got that done? If you can comment back on that quickly, or once you see that. Slim Jim.
Hey, you know what? Something else interesting, Phil? This comment just reminded. Yesterday at immigration is the first time, in what, 4 or 5 trips now, that the guy asked me, why do I want to stay in the Philippines? I'm like, I'm requesting an extension, please. He's like, why do you want to be here?
I want to be here.
Like, for what? He's like, for what? I'm like, well, I love it here. It's the Philippines. It's the greatest country on earth.
What you should have said to him was, what do you mean? Is it a really bad place to be? The blank stare that you would have gotten.
Well, yeah, the last thing I want to do is try humor with the immigration guy.
That would have been great. What do you mean? It's funny. They did the same thing to me when I was down on Olongapo. Because I did my first 2 extensions at SM North. So I did my first extension in SM North. The second one for the ACR card, we were in Olongapo at the time. I was within 5 days of the expiration. So I went into Olongapo City and I went to the BI. And they asked me 4 different times, sir, why are you in Olongapo City? And I just kept saying to them, oh, I'm just here on vacation with my family. But I wanted to say to them, why? Is this a dangerous place for me? Why are you asking me that? But I knew they wouldn't get it,
No, they won't get it.
They wouldn't get it. They'd be like, you get the blank stare. But they kept asking me over and over, why are you in Olongapo City? Why are you here?
Yeah, it's weird.
Why are you asking me that? What does it matter where I extend at?
Right.
I can extend anywhere in the entire country. I could be in Palawan at the BI and extend, if there's one there.
Yeah. That's what I heard too. I think the next time I try, though, I'm going to go back to Divisoria.
Yeah, see if you can get that 6-month deal again. That'll be interesting to find out. Did they change it, or
right?
Were they just being weird there?
I don't know.
Quezon.
I felt like, I don't know. I got a different vibe from that office. Maybe just because it's so small. I don't know. I'd say the Makati office is 5 or 6 times that size, and the Divisoria office is 20 or 30 times that size.
Yeah. See, I don't even know because I've never been anywhere else.
when we go back to Makati, you can stop by at the immigration there because there's something that's near when you're in Makati.
Yeah, but I won't need to.
No, just ask the if you're interested.
Randy Wood said he stick fights a couple of dogs each morning, and so far he's the winner.
No, I hear that, man. I run here in the province, and
Dogs.
you got to deal with dogs sometimes.
That's funny. I haven't run across an aggressive homeless dog yet. I guess I've been lucky.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they're not so aggressive. They're more unsure and a little territorial.
Right.
You know, they kind of give you the don't come by this way stance and bark.
Yeah.
But you know, I grew up in the British West Indies. I grew up on Grand Cayman Island. It was, you know, it was a third world mosquito haven when I was a kid, and the dogs there were rampant. I learned how to deal with aggressive street dogs that would chase you on your bike. Like,
yeah.
I was like 12 years old and kicking dogs' asses back in the day. Actually, packs of dogs. They used to attack tourists.
12 years old and kicking some dog ass. That's funny.
They used to attack the tourists getting off the buses at the Holiday Inn and stuff, man. It was a different time, a different place.
All right.
That little island reminds me a lot of the little islands here. Like you go to islands here, the tiny tropical islands, a lot like Grand Cayman back then.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Jess says he's been here since 2003. Has not had any dog issues. Yeah. And we've got a ton of them here in our subdivision. I mean, I could throw a rock and hit 10 right now. 10 homeless dogs. Iloilo City was cheaper for ACR and extension. 2,000 pesos and 3,000 in Pampanga. Okay.
Yeah, it's always a different price, right?
Yeah, you would think. Why would it be a different price from one BI to the other? That's a government agency. That should be a standard. That whatever. The Philippines, baby.
just like the power. You know, you pay more for power in Eastwood than you do in the province.
It goes to show you there's people in some BI offices that make a lot more money than people in others.
Yeah, and what are you going to do? Question them?
Exactly. What are you going to do? What do you mean?
I did notice that they had the prices for extensions posted, but it was very confusing because they had like these categories, like tourist, like I don't even remember the details. I just remember the categories seemed very confusing. Like, take a look. You're here on a tourist visa, yes or no. Here are your costs.
Yeah, I saw
tourist visa, and then tourist visa with variable X, tourist visa with variable Y, neither of which seemed to be much of a difference or clearly make sense. And then it was other. And by the time I didn't want to take a picture of it. I mean, I did, but I chose not to.
I saw that same price sheet in the Longapo, and you're right. It reads. It doesn't read well at all.
And something tells me if I went and I added it up, I don't know if it would balance out. But the weird thing is not that they can't fix it. They give you a receipt, obviously.
Right.
So say they charge you, $3K or $4K, and then they turn the receipt in. They have to balance their books. I mean, it's very possible that. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Just if it is a little bit off the top operation, then that's just business as usual.
There you go. Yeah, that's the Philippines, baby.
I used to work for a restaurant, and the guys did as much of the business as they could in cash. And at the end of the night, they would just go in and void all their credit card transactions and say it was cash.
Oh my God.
Stuff like that, And then they would declare, and they. Townhomes, $45K a month. That seems expensive.
$849. Yeah, that is expensive.
Although, I mean, townhomes tend to be a little bigger and nicer.
And, that's in a gated western subdivision, though, in Angeles. Everything in Angeles is going to be a little bit more pricey.
Why is that?
That's a good question.
This time, because I think I remember.
Yes, Barrett, why is everything so much more expensive in Angeles City? Is it because there's so many foreigners there? Is that the only reason? Or is it because the up-and-coming Clark Super City, whatever it is, where Disneyland was talking about going into Clark there for a while. I don't know what happened with those talks, but
I remember seeing, I used to like them on Facebook groups and stuff, and they sometimes they post like rental properties and stuff. And I remember seeing some deals in Clark Angeles area that seemed like it was a lot cheaper. Like you could rent a bigger, nicer, newer place for much less.
yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, interesting comment here. Mercury asked at immigration why, and he said that it was the different prices are time and material cost, which he notes seem backwards. 4 people extending versus 30. So, a little office like SM North might be more to operate because they have to pay for their stall in the mall, and they get less people in there, so they charge more to extend it.
Huh.
I do save my extension receipts and paperwork, not in case there's a problem, really, just to, I don't know, for my paperwork, but because there really couldn't be a problem. I mean, as a foreigner in the Philippines, I go there, they grant me the extension, or they don't. What am I going to do? Complain? Because
exactly.
they don't like it. They're just going to throw me out.
There's no real gray area there. It's just do it, you do it, you don't.
The last time, actually, I went to Divisoria, they charged me for the express service, despite the fact that I didn't request it. 3,000 pesos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I didn't say a word.
For your 6 months.
What's that?
For your 6 months. Your
For
6 month extension, the last time you went?
The last time I went for the 6 months extension, when I went up to the window, they looked at the paperwork, they did the thing, they calculated everything up, they gave me the receipt. I went to the window, and then the guy's like, I forget how much it was, but I'm like, how much? And when I looked at I just paid it, What was I going to do? Say no? And when I looked over the receipt, I saw they charged me the $3K for the express service.
Oh, okay. That's what you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
When we were.
And the difference is, at least it was there, express service it cuts your wait time from like 3.5 hours down to 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 4.5 hours down to 1.5 hours.
Philly Bryan, welcome to the chat, brother.
Yo, Philly, what's up?
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Okay, and Jess Barrett says those townhomes that were for rent were 4 bedrooms and 4 baths.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
The mansions that were for rent.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to tick not to pay express. Yeah, I did tick not to pay express. They still charge me for express. Except for this last time. They didn't charge me, but then they told me I have to come back in 3 days instead of
back in 3 days.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, the first time that I was there at SM North to extend, they did give me the option. They said, do you want to pay the express or not? And I said, no. And I just came back in 3 days because at the time it wasn't that big of a deal for us, and it still isn't, but we like it there. We can go and hang out for the day and have fun.
I mean, quite honestly, 3K is 3 nights in a condo in Makati for me.
Yeah, you turn into a cheap Charlie when you live here. Fuck that, I'm not going to pay 3K.
And in the States, like 3K is like, I mean, you got to pay that you literally got to pay that to walk out your door.
Exactly.
Like, I go to work, man. I work 12 hours a day. I'd stop at the store or the gas station on the way home, pick up the basics. And like, I dropped like, you know, $75 just to like to navigate my way to work and back and buy a few things.
Exactly. Yeah. $3K would feed my family for almost a week if we're Palenque shopping.
Yeah.
Actually longer.
Yeah. We there are weeks that we don't spend $3K on food.
Yeah. So cheap to live here.
It's amazing. And yeah, like Randy was saying here, they probably do know. As foreigners, we are at their mercy. What are we going to do? Complain?
Exactly.
We say thank you with a smile and then go enjoy the Philippines.
Always smile. That's the most important thing, is to always smile.
Right, 3K is a bar fine. Although I've never paid a bar fine, so I don't know much about that.
3K is a bar fine.
My buddy,
But
acquaintance, really friendly acquaintance on Instagram, who's been following my videos for a while, was asking me the other day, he's like, you know, how do you, you know, keep your costs down when you're out and about and you're partying and you're doing your stuff? He's like, between like bar fines and bottle fees and Ubers, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, first of all, I've never paid a bottle fee in my life here or anywhere, let alone a bar fine. I'm like, I don't know where you're going, bro. I guess it's strip clubs and stuff, but I'm like, we just look for nice spots, you know, whether it's a chill spot, a roof deck spot, a swank spot. You know, we just sit and drink, and usually it's nice to grab a couple of Jaeger bombs before you head out, you know.
Jaeger bomb, baby.
That's been my new thing.
Really?
Yeah. You
don't think it tastes like cough syrup?
It does taste a little bit like cough syrup. But you know what you do? You mix in a little bit of club soda with the energy drink and the Jaeger. Maybe a little. I try to find the 0-calorie energy drinks to mix it with, and then just a shot or two of club soda, and
there you go. Billy Bryan, if you want to join the panel, I've included the link there in the YouTube text chat. Anybody that wants to join the panel?
Mr. J.L. Barrett seems to have a monopoly going here in the Philippines.
He's he's got something going on. And actually, he's a really nice guy. He is I've been chatting with Jess quite a bit. Actually, Jess does most of the talking, but I've been chatting with Jess quite a bit over the last month or so. He's a great guy. Cool.
I'll have to. Does he have a YouTube and all that stuff?
He doesn't have a YouTube. He is an expat in Angeles City that does a lot of government work overseas, like in Iraq, on air bases in Iraq, and he's just a really nice guy. I'm looking forward to meeting him here maybe the next couple of weeks.
That's cool. I every now and then I keep thinking, like, I see opportunities. I get a lot of stuff on LinkedIn and stuff, and I think, you know, maybe I should go back to work for a year.
That's like, too.
I just sometimes the endless Saturdays, you know, it can be tough to keep the discipline up, I find.
Yeah.
But you know, I think again, like, you know, there's this whole concept, everything happens for a reason, which I don't necessarily agree with, because everything happens and then we attribute reasons to it. And it could be for many, you know, different elements why we attribute the reason that we do. But the bottom line is, and again, I saw this on LinkedIn the other day, which reminded me, I remember years ago I went for a job, you know, it was an internal promotion, corporate, and I was like being groomed for the position. I was next in line for the position. I had the position right under it. I'd done an exemplary job, you know, for 2 years in that position, blah, blah, blah. And the boss, the hiring manager decided, who was my manager at the time, decided to hire somebody else who had quit the company, then come back to the company that used to be in my role, despite the fact that HR said you're not eligible for internal promotion for like 60 days after rehire. So the guy just basically jumped me and hired somebody else. And it was really challenging for me to accept that at the time. I'm like, really? Like you grew me for this position, you interviewed me for this position, and then you totally blindside me by hiring someone who's technically not even eligible for the position. And it was like a thorn in my side. And I'm like, man, it really is a lesson learned. It really is like a who you know kind of thing. And it doesn't matter whether you're qualified or not for a job, they're going to hire who they want to hire for the job. So years later, it occurred to me, I'm like, thank God I didn't get that job, because if I did, I would have never taken the customer service job. I would have never been promoted to head of operations for back-end services for customer service. I would have never gotten a call center experience with analytics. I would have never started down that data road or gone back to school for advanced programming for web, blah, blah, blah. And I would have never ended up with the job that led me to the Philippines.
There you go.
So,
yeah, baby!
So you gotta take everything with a grain of salt and say, opportunities are going to come, and even if you don't know how you're going to manage it, when it lands in your lap, you gotta grab it and go with it. Figure out the rest later.
There you go. That's shit. You're speaking to the choir, brother. I did the same thing. I took that leap and just trying to make it work, and it is working, and it will work. So that's the important part.
And the reason why I've been thinking about it a little more was because, I worked here. I worked for an American corporation that sent me here for work. So I worked in the Philippines, as an American, making American money. So it was great. I had a huge team. They were super friendly, team building, projects, reward, recognition, all kinds of stuff. It was a very fulfilling, experience. My time working in the Philippines was probably the most fulfilling of any corporate years that I spent. And this guy that I've recently met, this dude Vic, who has the War Biku stuff, who does the spheres on Instagram, he recently did a pretty cool thing. He came to the Philippines. He applied for a position at like a local tech call center. They hired him. So he's going through all the motions to work literally as a Filipino here in the Philippines in a call center. And I thought to myself, I'm like, what an amazing experience that would be for me to see it from the other end. I'm like, all right, so you worked for an American company in the Philippines, try to figure out everything while you're here. But now, what if you could get yourself in a position where you could literally see it from the exact opposite side? You could vlog about what it takes to get a job here as an American and go through all the paces and get squeezed and all the other crap. Now, granted, I probably wouldn't work in a call center. With my experience, I'd probably come in as a manager, even an operations manager. But when I start to see these jobs getting pushed on LinkedIn, I start thinking, maybe that would be a good experience.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd hate it and get fat again. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You never know, man. Hey, you know what, though? The good thing is the opportunity's there. And whether you take it or not, the opportunity's there.
Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity.
That's all that matters.
Although the thing that the guy did tell me, which was interesting, which might be a thorn in the side, although it might not, considering it's the Philippines and all you got to do is pay the right person for the right paperwork. But he said he needed his birth certificate. Because he wasn't hired by an American company, he had to do it all here, pay for all his own fees, and they wanted to see his birth certificate. Yeah. So his passport wasn't enough. Which for me would be a problem. I hadn't seen my birth certificate in a lifetime. I don't even know can't even imagine where it is.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
You would have to. Okay.
I'd probably have to go to the embassy. I'd have to request, and who knows what a nightmare that would be.
No, I think you can just email the hospital you were born in, and they'll send you a copy of it. I think it's that simple. I really do.
Dude, thanks.
Well, you were born in the U.S., so
Yeah.
things are simple there.
Philadelphia, baby.
Yeah. that came up on a Philippines forum one time. Some guy said, yeah, I just emailed the hospital I was born in, and they faxed me a copy of it.
I think I might need. I'll have to see if a copy will do. I mean, but that's a great pickup, man. Thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna have a friend of mine back home see if they can hook me up.
Yeah, it's so simple there. And I've seen that more than once, that people have gotten their birth certificate, a certified copy even, through the mail.
Yeah, that's what I go for.
Yeah. And you know how easy it is. You make a phone call, give them the credit card number over the phone. Everything's so much easier in the U.S.
And then I just have to have it sent here.
That's it.
Oh my God, I go back to work. You've not been off working long enough. I've been off work almost 2 years now, man. A year and 3/4. And after almost 2 decades of corporate, I'm still not deprogrammed, man. I still feel like I want the structure. I still feel like I need to set the projects, you know, in motion. I still feel like I need to do the analytics for my financing and expenditures and cost projection.
That's only because everything around you is so fucked up. Everyone's living 8 hours at a time.
That's true.
You're like, come on, man, let's set some goals here.
You know, I've said this before, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but a lot of Filipinos, they don't look past where their next meal is coming from.
No.
Literally,
I don't mean it in a derogatory way either, but of course it would be considered that way. You know what I mean? To me, it's humorous, but to them, not so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't work far from home either. If I got one of those OM jobs, I would probably move to a condo right next to the damn building. Like, I don't want to dick around, even if it would adjust my budget projections. Obviously, I'd be making an income.
Excuse me.
But I wouldn't do the commute thing. I would move to a convenient condo and base my schedule around working in the gym. I even thought about moving to Cebu to take a job. There was a good opportunity there. What is my take on why other bloggers are bashing other bloggers? Well, first of all, let me just say, I didn't know that happened for a while. And then I was kind of surprised to see that it was happening. And then because I've been on that JOB live stream recently, I've started to realize that it seems to be prevalent. It's more like the norm. Why do bloggers attack other bloggers? So I went to an event last weekend where I met 6 Filipino bloggers. They invited me to a food review, which was really nice. And we talked about this, and the Filipino, who's an older gentleman, said to me, he looked at me like, he's like, what do you expect? He's like, they're celebrities. And we all kind of laughed, and it was just like, you know, why are movie stars like have their heads up their ass and think that they're God's gift and the world revolves around them? He kind of said it all. The way he said it, it made sense to me. It was like, maybe, as Ben Grimm, the Thing, would say, they got their panties in a bunch, you know? I don't know why they attack each other, man. Maybe because they get sensitive about their content. Maybe they think their little niche is their own little world. Like I'll give you an example. I shot a vlog last year that had like a very specific niche that I'd never shot before. It was a 30-day fitness challenge. And then within a couple months of that, I saw other expat bloggers shooting like 30-day fitness challenge videos. And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, I didn't even like it didn't even like occur to me other than I'm like, I wonder if this was a total coincidence. Like, did I shoot mine before they shot theirs? Did they shoot their video because of my video? Or was it completely an independent thing? And then like I thought about it, I'm like, well, I don't really care. Like it's a vlog topic, and somebody wants to put themselves out there about it, then go for it. Now there's another Filipino vlogger here who's pretty popular actually, who I met at a YouTube event. Emails me one day or Instagrams me or something and says, hey dude, I stayed at Azure Beach Resort and I know you did a super vlog on that. Can I snag some of your video from your vlog to use in my vlog? Because, you know, it was raining while I was there. And I'm like, okay, sure. Just, you know, throw in a credit for me. These comments here. That's what the pay have been. Same salary. Some are jealous or some are losing views. Well, yeah, like for example, like I just did a video, you know, it wasn't anything special. It was a bar hopping video in Makati. And it's doing, you know, pretty well as far as the analytics go on YouTube. It's been about a week now. It's pushing 10,000 views. And
I beg to differ. That was a very special video.
I would say that that's not an uncommon topic. Although, however, I realized after I researched the analytics that it is ranking for 8 high volume keywords and in the top 3 for 5 high volume keywords, and it is the #2 ranked video for 2 high volume keywords, one being bar hopping, the other being bar hopping Makati. Now, yeah, I do my research and I try to get that stuff all put up in there and stuff, but so say some other guy decides to do a bar hopping video, or he did one 2 weeks before mine, and he didn't do his keyword research, and I don't know, his video's not doing well. Yeah, you might think he's losing views, but the way the YouTube algorithm works, it has nothing to do with me or what I post. The YouTube algorithm follows the user. So basically what that means is that if someone's clicking on YouTube and they click from my video to Phil's video, and then they jump around a bunch on Phil's videos, YouTube's going to say, all right, its algorithm just does that. It follows the user. So yeah, whether they hop from my bar hopping video to Phil's or to another one of mine, it's the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, people don't understand that. Shit, I don't understand that. It's the most mysteriously guarded secret, you know, in YouTube universe.
Do you think it has less to do with the tags and more to do with the habits of the user, the YouTube viewer?
Well, if you, I don't know if you belong to the YouTube Creator Academy. If you don't, just join them. It's like a public channel. Yeah, you watch the videos, and a lot of times they try to break down the analytics, and they'll talk about topics like, do all caps in the title help or hurt your video?
Okay.
And they'll do a ton of analytics on it, and then they'll say, all right, well, you know, we think it kind of breaks even, but we're also kind of think that it hurts a little bit, because most people think you're shouting at them, and they tend not to click on the video if it's all caps.
Right.
And then they say, well, you know, how do they rank it? What value are the tags? What value are is the title? What value is the description? And it is a combination of all those things. And it's also a thing about timing. Like sometimes, all right, you do a video about Catakalan Beach in the summertime. You're going to get more hits because the trend shows that people are searching beaches in Catalagan in the Philippines in the summertime. So if I post that video in March, and then I boost it again on my Twitter feeds and my vlog, and I go on a chat and talk about it somewhere, and post it again in April on, you know, chances are that video is going to get more views, and it has to do with trending.
Right. Right.
Does keyword research help? Yeah, especially if you choose your keywords well and then they happen to rank.
Well, there you go.
I find that most of my videos that do well, here's the other thing about the YouTube algorithm. The first 24 to 48 hours are the most important. If your videos rank well or rank for high volume keywords in the first 24 to 48 hours, your video will continue to be promoted by YouTube. If your video doesn't do that well in the first 24 to 48 hours, it's going to fall off their algorithm radar.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And you learned that from the Creator Academy?
I think I learned that from a YouTube creator camp in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Mercury says they can't watch the same old content, same old rambling. It gets old. Complain about their vlog and seek some. Here's the thing I know about vlogging or YouTube. I can't watch talking heads.
Yeah, talking heads are tough.
The only one that I've ever been engaged enough to really watch is Travis. But that's, I don't know. You know, Travis is a unique dude. Whether you're loving his content, hating it, think he has a good point, or his head up his ass, his content is engaging. He's a charismatic fellow. So I've always tried to make my vlogs not about my talking head. Besides, I'm a middle-aged dude, a hairy, fucking bald dude. You know, really, it's not like chicks are going to be watching. I'm not Will Dasovich. You know, chicks aren't going to be watching me.
You're still kind of hot, though.
What's that?
You're still kind of hot. I'm just saying.
Oh, thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. That's what they tell me.
I like this beard.
Yeah, they like the beard now.
Yeah, that beard's pretty good. Are you doing a no shave November like Philly Bryan?
No, I've just I was gonna shoot a piece for a screen test for a thug a couple of months ago, and I had to grow the beard, and I had to dye it really black for the screen test.
Oh,
and then she liked it, so I just kept it.
Okay. Nice.
Patreon begging, I think that's been the new thing for a while. I have a Patreon account, but I don't think I've ever blogged about it once. I just keep the link in my description. Occasionally, I do think about creating unique content for Patreon for people that would want to support that kind of thing. Whether it's the girls doing sexy shit or talking about taboo stuff here in the Philippines, I don't know. We talk about that. Thoughts on YouTubers exposing the poor homeless girls just for views and subscribers?
Yeah, we know who you're talking about, Philly Bryan.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I think that there is a documentary angle that you can use to shoot that in the Philippines and get really good content. I think you can promote that stuff and get, you know, seriously legit views and some cred for your perspective on the Philippines. But if you're just going around shooting street kids, begging or being poor, and I guess that you know, I almost feel like that's like me going to Burgo Street. I go to P Burgo Street, I shoot ladyboys, and the YouTube subscribers or the YouTube community seem to love that shit. And
boy, do they.
Yeah, so I don't really want to promote that. That's not what my channel is all about. I like the culture element, and that's a part of their cultura. But do I want to be known as the fat expat guy that's scoring on ladyboys in the Philippines? No, not really. I would rather shoot something that's more interesting or documentary oriented or helpful.
Yeah, Eric, that's for sure. You're definitely more selective in the videos that you shoot. Yeah, for sure.
Even though I'm reaching, man. Sometimes I'm reaching, man.
I don't know. You put up some pretty solid stuff, man.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that.
Pretty solid vlogger.
But I find sometimes, like, again, like if you look at your analytics, like rarely do 6% of my views come from subscribers. Like 3 to 5% of my views come from subscribers.
Wow, really?
So like 95% of my views come from people that aren't subscribed, and most of and I don't necessarily always get a lot of views. What I get is a lot of watch time. And that is another thing that the algorithm promotes a lot. So I've noticed that my channel, I mean, what is success on YouTube? Is success having 300,000 subscribers? Yeah, look at Travis. He's the most viewed YouTuber in the history of the Philippines. But I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't have a billion views, but I do have a lot of watch time. And then I found that do the analytics, the watch time is what drives your revenue up.
Yeah.
So is success on YouTube being popular and famous, or is success on YouTube making money? You know, it's probably a combination of both, but for me, I'll take the watch time and the money.
Well, yeah, one certainly leads to the other, right?
Granted, yeah, if I had 300,000 subscribers, 6% of my viewership would be a lot larger. You know,
Yeah.
it does. One does drive the other, but
thanks for that compliment, Merc3. Appreciate it, brother.
oh.
Just looking at the chat. Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, the other thing, Mark, you were saying, and there's another thing, Phil, I was thinking about including in my next video. I think it's called hashtag free internet or something. If you look on YouTube, they're promoting it right now that all the creators should kind of stand up and promote this. I forget exactly what it is. Hashtag free internet or the YouTube Creator Academy has a big video on it right now.
Yeah.
Because the European Union is promoting new legislation that would essentially shut down, half the creators on YouTube.
I saw that. Yeah. There were a couple of big vloggers. Even I think even Casey Neistat did a video on that.
Yeah, and Lefty mentioned something about taxes on the money earned. So yeah, you got to pay taxes on the money that you earn. But in America, you don't even need to file taxes unless you're making over, I believe it's 12,000 US dollars.
Right.
So regardless of what my income stream is, whether it's YouTube, investments, affiliate marketing, websites that I'm building for people, consultation that I do for BPO, if I make the money, I can't make money here in the Philippines. I don't get paid in Philippine pesos. I don't have a Philippine bank account. I don't take jobs in the Philippines. All my work is online, international, and my money is paid into my United States bank accounts. And there's a record of that.
Right.
And I pay taxes on my income.
Yeah, you have to make a certain amount of money in the U.S. to pay taxes. So absolutely. I don't have any income for 2018. I know that. Thumbs up.
Videos in the Philippines, the BOC and BI, consider it working in the Philippines. So, Mercury, I don't know about that. If a foreigner makes money on videos in the Philippines, he's not working in the Philippines. I'm not working here. I'm shooting videos. I like shooting videos. Just because I monetize through an international platform doesn't mean I'm working here. If I was a filmmaker here, there is a very specific and detailed questionnaire that I have to fill out in order to get the extension and permission to shoot for my visa. I looked into that. Whether or not they will consider it in the future, I don't know. And if this EU thing passes, I don't think it will. It will impact certain vloggers. It'll impact vloggers that use copyrighted material. If you don't use copyrighted material in your video, whether it's images, logos, sounds, recording, then you're not going to be impacted by that. And I think if the Philippines decides to tax vloggers, they're going to have a shit ton of issues trying to regulate the amount of money that's being made by YouTubers, considering that you look at your analytics from any given month, I have views from 53 countries on average, 53 countries are watching my YouTube videos. Almost 40% of my views come from America. You know, I have between 17 and 29% of my views on any given month are coming from the Philippines. But YouTube does not pay out the same rate on a click from the Philippines as it does from America.
That's right.
That's another thing that people don't understand. So I might be, you know, getting a crap load of views in the Philippines, but I'm getting paid pesos for it. You know what I mean?
Let's not forget about the fact that you are promoting Philippines tourism.
Yes.
Please, come on. Let's not forget about that. Of course, they won't think that way here in the Philippines.
Well, actually, I know that they do.
They wouldn't even see that here.
They appreciate it, but they won't allow it to interfere with the fact that they could maybe get a slice of the pie.
Right.
Do I have to shave my head to be a successful vlogger? No, just look at Travis Kraft, man. You know, he doesn't shave his head, and he's the most successful Philippines vlogger in the history of YouTube.
I would totally shave my head to be successful. Just to throw that out there.
I would too. And, you know what, that's a good point. Upload through a VPN in a different country. But they still know you live here because you go to BI.
Yeah.
And there's content on the video of the Philippines. So
maybe we could get Philly Brian to shave with us. We can do a threesome.
Hard to find. Maybe you choose a different set of words to describe that. It could be. It's almost impossible for them to tax you on your online content. What they have to tax you on is your oh boy, is your income, and only the country of your citizenship is going to tax you on your income. What they could do is make you buy a license.
Yeah, there you go.
You need a license to be able to shoot video in the Philippines and upload to YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's scratch that from the record.
Yeah, we'd have to go to LTO and stand in line all day now.
Pretty much.
Three. Well, you know what I meant. I meant, you know.
Triumvirate.
You're right, Brian. It didn't sound good. Sorry.
The three Calvo tiers.
Yeah. Calbo na naman.
So the one thing that's crazy about
Calbo na naman.
I always thought dudes with bald heads and big beards looked creepy. And I saw a picture of Captain Spaulding the other day, and I realized, holy shit, I look like Captain Spaulding with like a dash of Bonesaw thrown in there. So I bought some clown makeup.
Get out.
Yeah, I did.
When are you going to pick that out, dude?
I think I'm going to do a Captain Spaulding in the Philippines video.
Nice. Well, shit, you just had Halloween. What's up?
Yeah, I know, but
where were you anyway? Were you Howard Hughes? I mean, not Howard Hughes, but were you
Hugh Hefner?
Hugh Hefner, yeah.
That was the idea, but it ended up being more like Abdul Hefner.
Abdul Hefner.
I couldn't find a captain's hat and the pipe.
Yeah, captain's hat.
So I ended up looking like some kind of crazy Arab in a satin robe.
Crazy Arab in a satin robe.
The beard again, you know. I don't know.
Chasing lady boys on P. Burgos. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Great video, by the way. That was fun.
Yeah, the Halloween event there was massive.
Well, the PI government cracked down on online teaching. There are many expats teaching online, living in the PI. Oh.
I don't think that they will. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to, and I see this a lot, they regulate, there are a lot of services here in the Philippines that offer online teaching, but they only open the opportunities to Filipinos. And they might. I mean, who knows? I just think that's one of the things about the internet that's so incredibly difficult to regulate. And that's one of the whole net neutrality, you know, controversial issues. And I mean, it's a technology that's available across the world. Like I could go to any country in the world and work online.
Yeah, there you go. Very nice. All right, where are we at now? Get here now.
YouTube does not 1099 you. YouTube, at least they don't 1099 a peon like me. I mean, maybe if I had 1 million subscribers, they would. But I don't think that they do because they consider you an independent contractor. You're required to report your earnings via, you know, W-2, I guess. I don't even differentiate YouTube earnings from any other contract work that I do.
Oh, there you go.
As a independent contractor, you know, I end up paying more tax. I pay double FICA as an independent contractor, so the government already takes their chunk out of that anyway.
That was actually a good question. Philly, Brian, if you're still in the room, how about you in your last tax year from YouTube? Did you receive anything from them? Any documentation? Just curious. Yeah. Philly Brian's got 40,000 subscribers, so he's nice, Mercury.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever received an annual summary of earnings from YouTube. Like they just pay out and let you do. Although when I did originally apply to YouTube, they did want my social.
Yeah, they asked for mine too, for tax purposes.
Yeah.
So before you can monetize, right? Before you start the whole monetization process. Yeah.
But I don't think that's. But they don't. But then again, any employer would, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I don't need it for. I would need it for a business license, but not for a contractual basis.
Billy Brian, are you still here? Did you ever receive tax type documents from YouTube? Just curious. He may have left already. Although he was just here a little while ago. Do a total body waxing. What the fuck?
I was going to do a vlog in a spa, but I can't get one to let me do it. Maybe one of the ones here will do it. I wanted them to show the ventosa, like to see if it would, like, you know, suck my skin up into the cup.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's so weird.
But I saw a Chinese tourist on the beach that had just done ventosa, and it looked like some alien, like, slug had latched onto his back, and he had like big white, like, sucker scabs and shit. Yeah. I'm not doing that. So the ventosa that they do here is supposed to be like, they move it around so it doesn't create that extreme thing.
We've got someone in our family that comes to the house and does that occasionally. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Leaves some pretty weird marks, man. Looks like you've been attacked by some alien octopus.
Oh, it was nasty.
Working in the Middle East, the first 87,000 was tax-free. That's as a government contractor. Yeah. Thanks for that, Jess.
Yeah, apparently JOB has a rep for scoping out ladyboy videos. Granted, as we discussed, they do get a lot of views. I've done a couple vlogs on Makati that are more lifestyle oriented. I did a restaurant tour of Poblacion. I've done some spots on the really nice roof decks that I like there. I just did a. I actually have. I've got a one in production right now that's again more about night spots, restaurants, dining out, what I spent, where I went. Um, I have a concept that I want to shoot for a Makati vlog that would definitely be more about less. It would have nothing to do with anything I've ever shot before. It's a little hard to describe, and I think I'm going to shoot it in December. So I guess I'm kind of going there.
JLB is way more into Melati or Mita than he is anything.
Yeah, that's what he says.
At least from the videos that he's put up in the last few days.
Oh yeah, I guess he's in the Philippines.
He likes Melati.
Is he here now? Do you know?
I actually like it. Yeah, he's here. He just got here. I think he arrived Saturday or Sunday. He's here now.
I've never met him.
I haven't either.
No, I've known him for years, I guess, but I just never had a chance to meet him.
It's like you and I, you know, we chatted for so many years before we ever met.
It's an interesting social dynamic. The one thing that's very cool that JLB did, I feel that no other vlogger came close to, was he defined a community. And when you define a community, you actually do many things inside of the realm of leadership. It's a powerful thing to do. So the community that he defined was that of expat vloggers. And he did it in a way that no one had ever done it before by essentially listing them all and ranking them. So he kind of like called everybody out, you know, and he put them all up there and he said, hey, this is a community on YouTube, a small community of people, and this is what they do, and this is what they're all about, and this is what I think about it. And when he did that, I was just like, holy crap. Like, I had no idea so many people were doing this kind of thing. Like, I never set out to be a Philippines vlogger. I was just doing a social media experiment to learn how to build websites and link and monetize and do stuff. That's one of the reasons why I picked videolux.org, was because I was working in video production. Like, it had nothing to do with the Philippines.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to upload stuff for all my friends back home to see what I was doing when I was working here without letting corporate know what I was doing. Because corporate's going to look at your Facebook, they're going to scope your, you know, social media. They want to know what you're up to. And the last thing I wanted them to know was that I was here stick fighting and knife fighting on the weekends when I'm supposed to be, not supposed to be. I was working for corporate, you know, a corporate agenda, and I did that 9 to 5 days a week. And on the weekends, I did whatever the hell I wanted. And in hindsight, I realized that was a huge liability for them. Like, if they knew I was going deep into Quezon City and putting on a gi and boxing gloves and learning to fight Filipino style, they would be like, you cannot do that. If you got hurt there, you know, they would have to pay for medevac. It would be a nightmare for them.
Yeah.
And then I also realized, again, in hindsight, and this has to do with the health insurance question earlier, like, maybe I shouldn't be jumping off cliffs and you know, and knife fighting. Because if I got hurt, I could get screwed over bad, you know.
Yeah, but you got that inside you, man. You know what I mean? You can't stop that shit.
Yep. Although I want to go back to boxing. There's a boxing gym here.
All right. We are, wow, 3 hours and 20 minutes in. Oof.
Time flies on these things, man.
Yeah, you know it does. I always wondered how JLB could do 6 to 8 hours, but I see now, you know, it's pretty easy.
It just flies. Plus,
he gets 5 or 6 people on the board, you know. So
right.
you can, He could take off for an hour. He can go to Jollibee, and eat for an hour and come back. He's still going.
Is he still shooting his Sunday deal while he's here? Do you know?
Well, he didn't. He didn't this past Sunday.
Yeah, I would think he would.
I think he arrived on Friday or Saturday. So,
if I were in the Philippines for vacation, I wouldn't sit on a live stream for 6 hours.
No way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially when you're only here as a tourist. You're only here as a visitor. Okay, Dennis Brock, thanks for joining us, buddy. We'll see you again next Tuesday. And I think I'm going to, Eric, I think I'm going to shut this down now.
Yeah, Mercury, man, whatever. We can always chat, hook it up. I don't blame you for not airing your past jobs and experience and stuff. For a long time, I didn't. The one thing that I kept really quiet about was what I did here in the Philippines. And actually, after meeting Travis, I changed my philosophy. One of the things that I always kind of admired about Travis was the fact that he was really open and sharing about everything that he did here. And I made that change. And I started vlogging and sharing a little bit about my work in the call centers and what I do here. And
nice.
Luckily, it didn't come back to bite me. Again, it's not like I was uploading under my corporate tax ID name or anything. So, and that company, and I never shared what I was doing with the people that I worked with. So it never ended up being a problem. All right, you're out of here, man. I'm out of here. Have a good day. Thanks for the invite.
Everybody, thanks for joining the live chat. If you don't watch Eric's videos or have not been a subscriber of his, please check his channel out. He's awesome.
Thank you.
He's got some good stuff, man. I mean, if you go back 3 years or so on Eric's videos, watch some of those videos where he gets on a Jeep and he has got no idea where he's going. Man, that's just classic Philippine shit right there. That's good stuff. And everybody who came and joined the live chat, thanks so much. Eric, thank you to you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks.
I'll be in touch with you Wednesday evening about Thursday, okay?
All right, yeah. I'll be heading down. The mall doesn't open till 11. So I'll probably time my arrival for 11, and then, I'll probably got hours sitting around waiting for my paperwork, and or maybe they'll just hand it over. I don't know.
Oh, they don't open till 11 there?
Yeah, they don't open till 11 because of holiday hours.
Oh, okay. Good enough. I'll be in touch with you Wednesday evening about that then. All right?
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll be there for a couple hours and then do some shopping.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see you Thursday. And all the subscribers that came in, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. And we'll see you on the next live chat 1 week from today. Next Tuesday, following the Philippines. Thanks so much for joining.
Later, Phil.